And all muscle groups, not just.
One of my party favors is I'll kick myself in the chest really hard. And if you've never seen it,
No, I've seen you do it.
it's something to be seen.
You're kind of just built that way, right?
He's double jointed, I'm
Dude,
sure.
I sleep.
No, because people normally can't do that.
I literally.
Like right now, can you?
I
you put
literally
your,
sleep.
But you can put your foot behind your head right now.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Okay, see, that's not normal. I mean, that's not.
Well,
because
it's normal for somebody.
No, but it's not because you're well stretched. It's because you're built that way.
You don't.
You didn't have to.
First of all, they tie in limberness to intelligence. So the more limber you are, the more intelligent.
You knew that was coming.
I know that's up.
So you want to continue the conversation?
I don't need to. Although I will give you some kudos on this letter you wrote. Did you write that letter?
Well, who else would have wrote it?
Well, I don't know.
Who the fuck would have? Hey,
Why did you why did I didn't know if you wrote it.
do you like how I complimented him?
You wrote a very good letter, Mark.
My
And
penmanship
it's
is spectacular.
well, penmanship has nothing to do with it. You were typing.
Well, no, first I wrote it with a pen.
So I could read it.
I always pen my emails first.
Hey guys,
Yes.
do me a favor. Tell me where roughly. Right here.
Down.
Well, I can't make. I get them
Right there.
Right there.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Right there.
Yep.
What's not working?
Are you just going to put the strip up?
I'm gonna put it up and see if.
Can't you put it up against the,
What? Up against what?
like, right from here to here? Right up
Of
against.
course I can.
Okay,
but
okay.
Is that better for you?
I'll show you on the thing.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay. It's just like, say, it's more in line with you. How do you, because you're going to want to be like here writing, right? Are you right there?
Yeah, that would be good.
I would have thought you would want an easel so you can move it around, but that's up to you.
I want an easel, but he didn't get one, so we'll try this.
We could buy an easel.
I know we can,
Mark,
but
can you
let's
come
try
here a
this.
sec?
I could build an easel. Have you ever seen my woodmanship?
Are we on?
He's everything. Yeah. So what season are you in, Jeff?
That is one area where I
Huh?
have talent.
Turkey. Really?
Yeah. Wait, this
Well, you
is
should
just
go to
the
Mark's
opposite of
place.
what it's supposed to do.
He's
Jesus
got turkeys
Christ,
everywhere,
what
he
an
said.
idiot.
Yeah?
I don't know if he can hunt.
How big's the property?
Jeez.
This is not. Yeah, this doesn't even stick well. This is never going
Might
to
have to
hold.
be archery.
It doesn't even stick. It doesn't even stick well enough. It's not going to hold shit up. I'm not doing it.
What do you mean?
It won't work. It'll never work with magnet. Never.
You're saying this would never work with
I
the
said,
magnet?
well, with a strong
Any
magnet,
magnet.
but not this one. Look, this one hard.
Even the super
Yeah,
magnet.
this can't.
Try it.
Mark, no, honest to God, it's not going to work. First of all, you
It's
don't
every
stick like
day.
that. That's the part that goes on the wall.
It's so tiring.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
No, wait, it's not, Mark. It's not gonna. It's not. Strong.
Two of them?
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. We are here to help you solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints. You know, I love doing this, and you would think after all these years of doing this, goodness, 40 years just in Denver, another 7 years outside of that, you would think, wow, wouldn't I be tired of it? Never. I love helping people. I love it. And today is Car Day. Welcome to the show. And for those new to Colorado, I've been on radio and TV. Well, not TV. I retired from TV years ago. I just do TV commercials now. But we have been using the media, using it. I call it media with a purpose. And the purpose is to let you vent. You know, sometimes you have a problem, there's just nowhere to go. And you think, God, what am I going to do? You're just so pissed off. But you know, what, are you going to hire an attorney? You're not going to go to court over something for a few $100. Sometimes it's a few thousand, whatever it is. And then these guys do it over and over and over sometimes. They'll take money and run. Or you buy something defective. Somebody else buys it defective. And then you call and they say, well, we never heard about that defect before. But when it gets on the show, then we aggregate all these problems. That is what we do. We amplify your voice. We aggregate voices. So something you thought, well, maybe I'm the only one. You find out you're not the only one. you find out that there are a lot of people affected by this. Sometimes you want to know the down and dirty when it comes to the real deal. And reviews can be faked and stuff like that, but when people call in, you can hear in their voice the frustration. So all you have to do is call. Today is Car Day. We emphasize cars. We do not simply do car, but we will if you want. We let the callers dictate. We kind of emphasize cars today, never a one-topic show. Jeff Fick from Kimmer Transmission is here. Jesse Schillinger. Oh, no, Jesse's not here today. Bowl is here today. And Shinoki, Shinoki, is that proper? Yeah. From Honest Accurate Auto in Colorado Springs, and Alaram is from Pro Auto Care here. So let's talk about your problems. All you have to do is call, and you get right through. Now, if you have any other problem, you can call through 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Since it is Car Day, I have to vent. Okay. I've said it before. You might say, ho-hum, you don't care. But I do care because it's such a simple thing. But, God, it's such an inconsiderate thing. People can't park. I'm not talking about complicated parallel parking, although that, too. Have you ever seen places where you park on the curb, parallel parking, and there's enough room to get another car in there, but this jerk just took the middle? Instead of snugging up to the car in front or the one behind them, they don't have any consideration. Why? Me first. It's me first in this world. Think about parking lots, diagonal, or they get so close to the line, and when I park in the middle, I had a guy get pissed off at me. He says, how do you expect me to get in my car? I said, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Do you see my car? It's perfectly in the center. So listen, man. Why is it that people can't park in a parking space? Am I the only one who cares about this? Probably. You guys are all have blank faces now.
Oh, no, I park as far away from everybody as I possibly can because it constantly dinging.
But did you ever notice, really, honest to goodness, that people, they're either to the left, to the right, slanted. They very seldom do they square it up.
I think you hit it spot on the head. People do not pay attention. They're considerate of themselves, and they mess up. I'm parked out front right now. There's a car almost sideways in the parking spot.
I don't know. Anyway,
you park next to me?
It just bothers me.
I put a bumper guard around the car.
That's one of my bugaboos, all right? And I know that it's such a popular thing to just get pissed off about driving, but it's so easy because people do. The other thing, okay? And really, honest to God, I'm not making this up. If I am driving down in the right lane on a highway, let's take I-25, and if I turn on my turn signal to go to the left, I swear to God, the guy in the middle lane, 100 yards behind me, will speed up. Mm-hmm. What is that psychologically? What is it? Have you noticed it? You don't have to agree if that's not true.
Because you could impede his traffic flow.
But you're not.
But that you said.
You know what you're going to find?
He's thinking.
You know what you're going to find in a motorhome, Mark? I swear to you.
I just don't care.
No matter how fast you drive, the speed limit or more, they do not want to be behind you. They will kill themselves to try to get ahead of you, and when they do, they slow down. It's the most amazing thing. What's your comment, Mike? Mike, what's your comment, sir? Mike? See if he's on there. I'll go to Jackie. Jackie, go ahead. What's going on, Jackie?
Hey. Talking about all of these little things that go on with people in driving. One of my biggest peeves is people that use their automatic lights and don't realize, yes, their headlights are on, but their tail lights aren't.
I never realized that, actually.
I don't even know what that means.
The day runners.
The day lights.
The day runners, they're called. Our lights are on all the time automatically, and then at night, the interior and everything comes on. You'll notice your radio will go dimmer or stuff. That means your lights came on, right? But she's saying, with the auto lights, the tail lights are not on. I didn't know that. So the day runners do not activate the tail lights?
No.
No.
So they keep the day runners on, so when it's getting dark and the automatic did not switch in, their taillights are off.
Correct.
Okay.
Whether it's snowing, it's raining, no taillights.
I don't think my car does that. I think mine's automatic.
Well, it is automatic, but she's saying it is automatic.
I'm saying if mine's in automatic mode, if it's during the day, my
taillights will be on.
Well, I don't know.
Well, that's what she's talking about. She's saying...
Yeah, but then as soon as it gets darker, my taillights will be on.
But she's saying it's not sensitive enough. Now,
well, they're not switch. It's not switch
Mike,
to auto.
What is your parking comment? Mike, go ahead.
Well, you gave me two topics now. I'll take them in reverse.
All right.
Yeah, my beef is people that drive around with their fog lights on. It's bad enough in the daytime, but at night, it's even more irritating.
Especially the cars that have a high profile or the SUVs, and they're just shining right into your eyes.
Oh, God, yeah.
What's the second?
Yeah, on parking, I don't know if my parents taught me wrong or not. They always say when you parallel park to leave more room in front of you so you can get out.
Well, no, if you should leave enough room so you can see the rear tire of the person in front of you.
If there's like 3 spots, you want to take the one in the middle, though.
So you like park?
No, he's kidding. So, Mike,
I like that.
You should leave a little room so you should leave a little room so you could get out. Okay, what's your comment, Robert? Welcome to the show. I'm Tom. What's happening?
Hey, Tom. It's Robert here. I was one of your
common man?
Common man in there, and I want to rant on this parking.
Okay, Robert, when were you in, Robert?
When was I in? About a month ago. I'm in a wheelchair.
Okay, yes, I remember.
I went to dinner with this guy.
Robert, you're a good guy. Good guy, Robert.
The worst
funny guy.
Drivers in the world are handicapped drivers. They give them a handicap permit. Don't teach them what them crosswalks are between the cars. They are for people in vans with wheelchairs to get in and out of their car.
Especially...
not to park in.
Oh, you're right. It's a buffer zone.
Buggies in there.
It's a buffer zone.
Not to leave their, all their trash in there. It's so we can lower our ramps and get out of our vans.
That is you're right. That's a buffer zone.
Keep going. That sounds good.
He says handicapped drivers.
On that same thing, handicapped drivers, if someone had a permit, because you're handicapped, you have a handicap permit. If someone, I'm just saying, if someone had one that was expired,
we're not getting into
what would you think?
We're not going to go down that road. We're not going down his ridiculous bunny holes. Speaking of disabilities in driving, I was behind a guy who thought he had an alignment problem. He had Parkinson's. I'm just kidding. Jeez, are people going to get mad now? Don't get angry.
Last week it was old people. Now it's.
Just lighten up. What's your rant on Parker? I didn't realize this was going to be Rant Friday. What's your rant on Parker?
Well, and is and I've seen more towns doing this, but all of Parker, they don't put any 100-block numbers on any of their street signs. So when you're driving around, you have no idea where you're at. None of the buildings have addresses
I think
on them.
Addresses, that's one thing. That is a bugaboo of mine. Addresses. Make addresses so you can see them. Even houses, and especially businesses. I go with that.
This is a therapeutic show.
I got this thing in my car called a GPS, and it'll actually show me where different addresses are.
Yes, when you follow it.
But it's hard when you get right in the neighborhood which home it is.
That's
sometimes.
True.
Hey, do you think places have character? Places have character and a feel.
Oh God, yes.
Do you think for some reason I feel differently in different places? And I don't think it's based on who lives there, but it's almost like a character or a personality.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you're downtown, there's a feel.
There's
when you're in Aurora, there's a feel.
Tom,
there is, and it's real. It's there's something about Boulder. And then there's something about, if you go to Parker, he was just saying Parker. And
Commerce City.
Commerce City. I was just going to say, I feel a certain way.
Do you?
You hold your nose?
Yeah, come on. But do you think there are friendly places and unfriendly places? And why? Here's what I think. I think it started out one way, something happened, and then people just carried it on. If you're not friendly to me, I'm not friendly to you, and then people just don't get friendly. I was in Maine one time, more than once, but I love that state. Along the coast with the motorhome, Mark, when I had the motorhome, people are not friendly in Maine. They're not friendly. I don't know why.
Maybe they just don't like outsiders.
They're just not friendly. Ben has a Volkswagen problem. Ben, 303-713-TALK. What is your Volkswagen problem, other than it's a Volkswagen?
It's not really a problem, Tom. I wanted to get Al's advice. It's my wife's car.
Okay, we'll take you right after this. I'm putting you down. VW, we got Al Aramis from Pro Auto Care, Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission, and we have Bola. And Bola is from Honest Accurate Auto in Colorado Springs. This hour brought to you by K&H Windows. It's actually K&H Home Solutions because they have so many things for the home. They have windows and doors and siding. In business 62 years. Right now I do want to talk about the window part of it with K&H. Their windows are beautiful. K&H sources windows for them, made for them, and they make them for you within 1/8 of an inch, and sometimes even closer. I mean, they're extraordinary fits, and the installation is key as well. Now listen to this, $500 off. They're durable, a lifetime of durability, and you have a beautiful energy efficiency and value mixed in, the beauty and the value. $500 off every window. To find out more, make an appointment. You can do it directly, khwindows.com, khwindows.com, or you can call 303-421-7100.
This report is brought to you by Lowe's. Get a few slow spots in the highway drive in the metro area. No major delays this time. Southbound I-25, a little slow either side of Spear. Westbound I-70 is stopped.
They said up to a foot in the mountains. Yeah, what in the world, man? And that's going to be some wet
we say this every spring. Come on, guys.
No, but this is, man, this is late April.
420 rally this afternoon.
30 inches.
You think we shouldn't be alarmed? We're at almost 80-degree weather, man. It's like,
you're right.
This is not common.
No, this whole winter's been.
We'll welcome the water, though. I tell you what, just absolutely.
Do without all this flipping wind.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
You got nothing buffing you out the way you had it.
It's turkey season.
It's beautiful.
Want to come over to your place and shoot turkey?
They all blew away and fly because it's too bumpy. And I that's the most frustrating.
It's so flying by.
It probably are they're going against the wind. Just
if it doesn't win, basically suck the fun out of all that.
That's right. That's right.
Unless you're flying a kite. Actually, for waterfowl, for geese and ducks, it's awesome. It brings them down. They don't fly as high. A lot of times they're coming in, they're fighting actually against the wind because they're going to go where they're going to go, regardless of the direction of the wind. So, but yeah, no, it's windy days for geese is great.
Easy to hit. No,
yes and no. You got to remember that wind's going to hit your pellets too. So you have one at 30 yards out.
You're not holding your AR? Do you use your AR for that?
Do you guys know what holiday it is today?
6-2, man. There's a lot of collusion.
I didn't know who was going to be.
What holiday is it, you guys?
What's that?
What holiday is it today?
What holiday?
Yeah.
420, man.
Is that short for something? Ebola? Adebola. Oh, okay.
Marijuana. So it's Adebola. I forget. My daughter was born on. He'll never remember that. So
Adebola.
Wasn't Columbine? And
yes.
I had a branch Davidians. Who's the other one?
Waco.
Waco. I've heard that was technically the Branch Davidians.
That was the 19th.
Yeah.
Because it was Revolution.
David Koresh. David Koresh.
Everything in like today and yesterday. It's crazy.
Look what I did with these icons for Troubleshooter site. I'm not finished with.
Ooh, those are really good. What did you use to do those?
I Illustrator was ago.
I mean, how'd you get this into work long enough to do something?
Oh shit. Anyway, I'm not. The site's not completely done, but I'm going to have Instagram.
Oh my! If you could hear him complain over his Apple every day, you would.
It's not the Apple. It's the software conflict. Software conflict. For example,
every day.
Illustrator is a beautiful program. Great. It was running so slowly, it lagged so bad that a command took a minute. I mean, you couldn't work with it. And it happened to me twice before. And every time I search the internet, I go crazy and I make the correction. This time I wrote a big note to myself and I put it in the folder with Illustrator. But all it is, if dictation is enabled in this, your graphics card slows down. So if you're doing any graphic stuff, turn dictation on. It made such a huge, I mean, it literally made Illustrator unusable. I better put that on the other guy. People were.
You don't use the shotgun?
You can.
Oh my God. But you cleaned it.
But on your property,
you're going back on the air.
On your property,
we have a clock.
Neighbors don't like
play bumper music.
No, we should.
Usually the spot stuff you'll hear. And then you would kind of just start playing. And you fucking positive.
They outed a guy just for talking about doing something else.
So we won't talk about
I never invite Jeff. He'll be driving away to pick up with 4 deer, 8 turkeys, possibly a bear.
And a moose.
And a moose.
And the coyote did change on his bumper.
Where is our oldest child anyway?
repair most ACL tears with a needle instead
That's
of
funny.
Before you have surgery,
I
consult
learned that in
Centennial
Freight County,
Schultz
kind of
at
like,
303
they moved out here to live with the wild.
Explore your options.
Oh, really?
That doesn't mean it's not legal.
Clinic.
That I don't know. I guess I don't know. And what else if it's on my, I can't just go shoot a deer anytime I want.
The county and the city will have specific restrictions.
Well, it'll be Douglas County about shaving.
It's Douglas County?
You're bringing it down? I know, it's your area.
You know what?
If you're like in
Yeah, well, I did rules. I mean, the
question is how many contiguous acres you have to have.
Mine is
And then,
literally white.
doesn't have
now
to
it's
be
not
for
because I
candy shop,
experimented,
so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's literally
How big are you?
I hate that part.
We talk about everything. Like Plumline, free second opinions on any major repair, Plumline. And it's not just free second opinions, but free, honest second opinions, knowledgeable second opinions. And the 93 are free deal is great with the rains coming for the spring. Keep in mind 93 are free. If you have a problem with your drain, it's $93. If they can't clear it, the whole thing's free, but they'll give you a detailed estimate, sometimes even with a camera, to show you what's wrong. You don't have to have the work done. It's 93 are free. But they have their own drain division. They do not subcontract anything, not the backhoe, nothing. Nothing. It's all theirs. 303-586-1086, 586-1086, plumlineservices.com. Welcome to the show, Wanda. What do you want to... Oh, I'm sorry. I got to go right back to this guy and then to Wanda. So if you hold on, Wanda, please. Okay, Ben. Okay, you want to know about your 09 Volkswagen Beetle. Of course, Jeff Vick would know a little too, but Al Ramos is here. And we also have Bola from Honest Accurate Auto. What's going on with your 09 Volkswagen Beetle or your daughter's?
Well, it's actually my wife's, Tom.
Wife, sorry.
Yeah, it's got 32,000 miles on it. I've changed oil regularly on it every 5,000.
Yeah.
The car does not have a mark inside or out, but I'm wondering if I should have the transmission fluid changed or the coolant or
well,
am I
Jeff,
okay?
what about the transmission on those? 32,000 miles?
I definitely recommend it at that point. You know, personally, I do my own once a year every 20,000 miles.
Once or 20, either or?
Either or.
So you can handle that, right, Kevin?
That's Jeff Vick.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jeff.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm sure Kevin could too.
Yeah.
Yeah, either one.
You know, any of our shops can do it. Jeff has a special now and then on. Let's give him a special right now. What is it?
I'll do it for him for 50% off.
Oh my God, half price on your transmission service.
Yeah, and I tell you what, if for 5 people, email me at jeff@kimmertrans.com.
Okay, listen, hold on. Jeff@kimmertrans.com. That's for transmission, not transgender. It's Jeff@kimmertrans.com.
And I'll do 50% off of all preventative maintenance services.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
And that's on any vehicle whatsoever?
Any vehicle whatsoever.
So he does
recommend wheels and more.
He does recommend that. Now, Wanda, what is your rant? Wanda.
Hey.
Hey.
Well, you know, my rant is blinkers. People don't know what they are used for,
I know.
how to use them, or nothing else.
I think my left blinker's still on right now. I know. They either keep them on or they don't use them.
Yeah, and then they want to get over in front of you. If they put on their blinker, I'll back off and let them over. I have no problem.
You know, Wanda, you bring up a good point. Turn signals are hardly ever used. I mean, I shouldn't say hardly ever, but by, you know, a certain driver, they just feel the road is theirs. What were you going to say, Al?
My wife pulled up to a person that had a newer Audi, and she rolled her window. The guy looked over, and he said, "Hey, does those new Audis come with turn signals?"
Oh, that's funny.
And the guy had no expression. I sunk in my chair. I could not believe she said that.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Teddy with a 99 Toyota Camry. We got lines open, and that's my pledge. I'll let you know whenever.
I got to ask something.
Whenever a line is open, 303-713-TALK. And remember, 303 Martino works 24/7 for help. We'll get back to you. Mark, what?
All right, someone
Teddy, hang on.
Someone buys a vehicle last night.
Yes?
I'm assuming signs the paperwork, buys the vehicle.
Okay.
Buyer's remorse overnight.
Well, there's nothing they can do about it.
I don't get it. Why do people do this? Why do I get complaints like this? What am I supposed to do if someone walks in, buys something, and then has buyer's remorse the next day? Honest to God, what do you do?
I don't. You know, Mark, we get this so much.
How about if it was a house? Do you say, oh, let's go back to the title company. Let's undo the deal. I'm just amazed by it.
With a house refi, not with a purchase, but with a refi, or any loan that takes your primary residence as collateral, gives you 3 days to rescind Only that. Now listen, so many people say, well, I know I have a 72-hour cooling off. I don't know what they get this. But Teddy, what's going on with your 99 Toyota Camry?
Oh, I'm so glad to finally get through. This problem has been going on and on and on with me.
We'll solve it. I'm going to say we'll solve it. What is it?
Sweet. Okay. Was there anything besides the brakes themselves that would cause the brakes to make a loud noise?
Well, hold on. That's noise and brakes. Guys, that's not complicated, right? Come on, Bolo, what would noise and brakes be? First of all...
A horrible groaning noise, a loud roaring sound.
Is there a feeling with the noise, a vibration or a shudder?
No.
No
I've
noise.
had my brakes.
Now, does the noise
increase?
Hold on. Is the noise constant from the time you apply a little pressure to the time you come to a full stop, or does it intensify with the pressure?
The brakes are silent in the morning. Drive around all day, they're silent, they're perfectly fine. Maybe a squeak here and there, but that's it. But by the end of the day, Tom, at the end of the day, these brakes begin roaring and screaming loud. People turn their heads, and it's only at the end of the day, and no one can figure it out. By the time it happens, the stores
now,
are
is it a
closed.
squeak? Is it a squeak, or is it a hum, or is it a grind?
It's a screaming, grinding, groaning sound.
Okay.
And you've had this looked at already?
High pitch or low pitch?
Low, mid.
Like, yeah. I don't know. All right. What do you think, Bolo?
Well, there's a lot of things that can happen with brakes. My first thought is maybe a caliper that's starting to stick, maybe after you've been using them for a while. Some rust on the rotor. But this really shouldn't be that difficult to figure out. You've had this looked at by a professional?
Yes, I guess.
No, did you?
Whoa,
no, Teddy. Did anyone? I don't care if people looked at it or not. Really, I mean, the point is what's going to make that noise? It sounds like he's getting into the rotor.
Well, I think what Bolo's talking about somebody looking at it is that physically.
Do you have pads?
No, you take apart like those calipers, check to make sure they're moving, and you look at the pad. The pad's going to tell you a story.
Yeah. Did anyone look at the pads, Teddy?
Yes, and replaced them front and back 4 times I've been to this shop.
And it's still...
who's it?
At the end of the day,
what do you material? That's
he already changed. He already changed.
It doesn't matter if you change bad with bad. It's bad.
Oh come on, what could be bad?
Oh, you can buy cheap pads.
And what would the pad make a noise?
Here we
Why
go.
would it make a noise?
I'm gonna jump on my soapbox.
Why would it make
pretty
a
tall?
noise?
Hang on a second.
Why would it make a noise? Let's get to
the materials are made harder so they last longer.
Okay.
There's a lot out there that give lifetime warranties.
So it could be a natural sound, you're saying?
Natural to that material, not necessarily natural to that car.
Bola, do you agree with that?
I do, and a brake is a wear item. It's not supposed to have a lifetime warranty.
No,
it's supposed to wear out, so when you put these rock-hard pads on, they make noise, and they don't break well.
What kind of pads do you have, Teddy?
Oh, I wish I knew.
Where'd you buy them?
New.
Why do they not make noise in the morning?
That's my thing. It's
Guys,
blowing my mind.
That doesn't make sense.
It's more cranky in the afternoon.
I don't think it's the pads at all. I think it's a loose nut
From now on,
behind the wheel.
From now on, no more one-liners or jokes unless I approve them.
Okay.
Right.
I will submit mine in writing.
It could certainly be that pad getting into the rotor as well if it's worn that far.
That
but if you just did them, you know, that's not likely.
Listen,
you've got to have it looked at.
Here's what I'm thinking. He damaged the rotor already, and new pads are not going to help the warping. And in the morning, it's not hot enough.
I believe you could be right, but what's happening possibly in the afternoon when everything's warmer, he's driving it, maybe it's just more stop-and-go traffic than it is in the morning. They heat up. That's when they start moaning. Here's the issue. It's going to paint the picture. If you pull it apart, look at the rotor, look at the
How much
whip.
is that inspection at your place?
There's no charge to look at that inspection.
Do you realize that? There's no charge. Jeff, you would have no charge for that. Bola, you would have no charge for that.
Be happy to look at it.
Where are you, Teddy?
In Westminster.
Okay, where would he be close to up there? Look on the referral list and ask for a free brake inspection.
Where do you have the brakes done?
Like what? Is it at a chain?
What place? Yeah, can we ask him that?
Yeah, where'd you have them done, Teddy?
A place called Southeast Auto. It's off Evans.
Okay, it's just, listen.
What, you got to talk to them.
All right, you're off Evans. You go down there then. Go to Evans and I-25. Go east about a block or two, and then go north on Dahlia. ProAutoCare.com. If you were in the Springs, you could go to Honest Accurate Auto. They have 2 locations down there, right, Bola? 2? Okay, those kinds of inspections for good people, they'll do it, and they're not going to really charge you for that. Not really. They're not going to charge you for that. If they don't have, no, they won't charge. Brakes, would you even pull a wheel for that, though? You wouldn't do that, would you? Yes?
You have to.
Okay, yeah. Wow. Craig, what is your rant on stop signs? Other than people don't stop.
Who rants on stop signs?
When did they become optional?
Yeah,
when did
I totally agree.
Wow.
And if you do stop, the person behind you wants to push you through it.
No, they're rolling. They're California stops, they call them. Craig, you're very relevant. People talk about it all the time, and because of that, we get auto accidents, and that's why you need John Fuller. Did you see that transition? I want you to take notes. John Fuller, personal injury attorney, no joke. If you're injured for any reason, a traffic accident or not, any reason, and you think it could be someone else's fault, you know, we're always looking for bad guys with consumer problems. Well, this is the one time you should look for a bad guy if there is one. John Fuller will help you, but he's going to be honest and straightforward with you. Sometimes it's not worth pursuing. Sometimes you need to pursue with all vigor. At other times you can do it yourself. He'll tell you the truth. That's the most important thing, and then give you personal attention. 303-597-4500, 597-4500, personalinjuryco.com. And what's the #1 tip when it comes to personal injury? The #1, always document everything. You have your camera on your phone, take pictures, even a video, and definitely take a picture of the other person's license plate.
Today is 420. There's going to be a lot of celebrations. I don't think it's a real celebration, is it?
They got that big thing that goes on downtown.
Are you sure? Oh, it's a giant celebration. Oh, yeah. You want to make a bet for lunch that there'll be more than 5,000 people gathered somewhere?
I totally agree. It doesn't matter if it's legal or whatever.
No, they won't be. Oh, remember, we bet.
One for what?
420.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It'll be packed there. It'll be
My
packed
son
in
says that Snoop Dogg does a free concert in Denver.
Who does? Snoop Dogg?
Yeah. On 420.
That's today.
I don't think I would go for free either.
I don't know if it's true.
This one says April 20th to 22nd, the 420. Look what it says. Free 420 challenge. Throw axes. Throw axes.
Let's go.
Oh my God. Compete to win big.
I want to hit.
Good.
Toss rugs. Toss rugs? Is that what it says?
Toss nugs.
What's that? What's nugs?
The little buds that smoke.
Oh, nuggets. Duh.
He must have read about that.
I thought it was a roach.
I read about that in high school.
In health class. He was in the health class.
What's the difference between a roach and a nug?
Roaches are those things in your ashtray.
Oh!
Leftovers. We
call them out on that. Call them out.
My buddy owned a junkyard growing up, and the cops would bring in all the accidents and Voorhees, and we'd commandeer the ashtrays for roaches constantly. Of course, you know, spend about 3 hours trying a roach this big and be very happy at 14.
Oh, man.
In 1941, the first Jeeps were delivered to the U.S. military.
Yeah, look, there is a lot of stuff. 420 fast, 420 this.
So nug means high quality bud of marijuana. So that's actually the bud.
Where do you think they toss it?
Grandma to safety.
I don't know.
That same
In
year,
someone's mouth.
a company that would become known as MedBed opened for business in our
In a bowl.
selling
You guys smell a lot of dope pulling cars.
Is RTSN Studios
Oh my
robust
God.
market? RTSN
I cannot. Do you guys experience it? We get in cars, you literally have to roll the window down.
Oh, yeah.
They smell
Ours is a little
like hot. Like you would, I mean, not just a little.
That I don't.
Like, I am going to get stoned.
You know our password.
You guys, oh,
Here's the time for
our
even before it
was
legal.
run into that. Yeah, all the time. But now,
funny is the different types of people.
I think he's got it.
I have older people, middle-aged people. I've got, you know, the grungy-looking ones. And,
you know, when they walk into the waiting room, and the waiting room starts to smell.
Yep, they permeate with it. Permeates the clothes.
Oh, it's got that.
TSN2 and TSS5, is that the megahertz?
He's going to look. Yeah.
Trauma related to substance abuse, please know you're not alone. There's
It
help
goes
calling the
automatic,
Raleigh
that's
House
why I don't
today.
know.
They've established a special number to address your concerns. 720-893.
Yeah, I can't even imagine it now because that shit wasn't legal when I had my shops, and I smelled it all the time in Mount Bella. Oh my God!
Program located here in Colorado. You'll speak to someone local about different.
I mean, like right out front of the shop.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they just grow it everywhere there for medical back then.
No more excuses, no more denials. Get the help you need.
Now it's so strong, man. The stuff is powerful.
There's places on 25 you drive, you can just smell
Try
it.
that.
Yeah, that Magic Dragon, that one place
W.
where
Dan
the
question mark.
bumper plate used to be
Yeah.
on the 8th and I-25.
Capitals, right.
Denver, that's all a grow farm. That thing stinks.
Just driving on 25.
50,
60 miles an hour.
Does it work?
Well, we'll see here, bro.
It should be way quicker.
How egotistical.
No, because that was the only one using it, that's why.
Oh, is he going to ruin it?
You know what password I use? And I always say it.
Don't be downloading porn.
Using acoustic energy.
Now you tell him.
FDA-cleared medical device.
No, that's not it.
He wasn't watching
Here,
it.
let me go through the passwords again, I'm sorry.
Safe and effective.
I'm looking forward to Maggiano's.
Okay, here.
When you going there?
I thought tonight for my job, something at
Hopefully
That's
that's for
for
the
the-
job. I've had a couple times where
We always get family style.
I do family stuff all the time. We went one night, they were so busy, the food was not fresh.
I would not be happy. I've had good luck there.
So I went to that one right here. We've always had great luck. We've gone there for birthday year after year, and we went one time and it was just not good.
I'd say something, I always do.
Has the IRS emptied your bank account?
You know what? I'm going to take it back. There was one time I got into it with the waitress there. She heard me talking to my kids about Trump and came up right before the election and started shit about Hillary. I couldn't believe it.
Really?
I was outraged.
I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. Today's 420. So I'm going to give you the name of Joe Lazzara. He's a criminal defense attorney.
Now that was a transition.
And I'm not kidding. If you're an idiot and you smoke, you heard our district attorney from Arapahoe Douglas and Albert come in, and he said it's really difficult to prosecute these, but it's difficult meaning they don't have a measurement, but that counts against you because if they feel you're impaired, you're impaired. They don't have to have chemistry. Joe Lazzara is not meant to give you a license to drink or smoke marijuana when you drive. It's for those people who truly need to be represented to get through the system, and that's whether you're guilty or innocent. You need an attorney to get through the system. Of course, Joe doesn't judge you. He simply represents you in all crime, anything where you're charged, okay? 303-429-6200. Joe Lazzara, 303-429-6200. Let's keep going. Okay, Brad, off topic here, which is good. We're not doing just cars, but he wants to know about roof damage. Go ahead, Brad, what's happening?
Hey, Tom, long-time listener.
I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Love your show.
Thank you very much.
I have a rental property that I just got pictures from, and I listen to your show all the time about problems with roofers.
The main problem, Brad, is signing a contract before you get a really good detailed contract. The second problem is big money up front. Avoid those things.
Okay, but how do I hear you talk about this in the past. You don't want to call the insurance company first?
Right, no, you don't.
You?
No,
okay.
I'll tell you why. If you call the insurance company and you do not have damage, it shows as an inquiry for a claim. Now, believe it or not,
it pops on a clue report.
If you have too many inquiries, they rate you as anxious to be paid. And it really counts against you. It's weird, but it counts against you. It's better not to call them. Plus, for your protection, see, this is what I want. I want roofers to be accountable to you. The worst thing a roofer can say to you, the worst thing is, don't worry about it. we'll do whatever the insurance says needs to be done, or we'll do whatever the insurance pays for, or we'll do whatever and take it up with the insurance. Never, ever, ever go with that roofer, ever. You want a roofer who says, like Jay Brett's at Excel Roofing, I'm going to go up on the roof, I'm going to give you a complete and detailed description of damage and what it will cost to fix. And then you call insurance and see if they're close to this. But you see, now you have something to give you knowledge. Once that happens, and if there's anything different, you let your expert roofer and the insurance adjuster talk it out with you present. Okay? The problem, Brad, with people, with roofers who say, I'll take care of it no matter what I'll deal with your insurance. If the insurance and the adjuster go up there together, or even at separate times, but if they get together on one of these kinds of roofers who don't have your best interest at heart, this is what happens. The roofer says he needs A, B, C, D, and E, and the adjuster says we're only going to pay for A and C. Okay? So, Brad, the roofer may say, okay, fine. They come down and say, we took care of it. You don't know what you're not getting. So roofers who say, we'll take care of it, we'll deal with your insurance. No. You want to know what the roofer thinks is wrong and what it will cost before the insurance. And people, if a roofer comes and says, I want to see your insurance estimate. No. I want to know what you think I need. And then you make them put it in writing. And then I prefer the way Excel does it. You don't pay a dime until the end. Okay, you're done. And however, there's nothing wrong with a down payment for roofing when materials are delivered, or when work begins, or any combination, or credit card, or another safe method of paying. But not too much up front. I would never give half up front. I would never give my whole insurance check just because I have it. But there's nothing wrong with a roofer wanting some money. Again, Excel Roofing doesn't offer money. If you have any specific questions, but you can stay on. Brent has a comment. Go ahead, Brent.
Yeah, Tom, I've used Excel Roofing now a couple times, and I got to tell all these people out there that are looking at roofers, they should use Excel Roofing. Exactly what you're saying. They never charge you up front. They do everything. They give you a complete detailed list of everything that needs to be done, and they work with your insurance company. I mean, it's the easiest thing. These other insurance companies that want half or whatever, that's
no, you're right. These roofers that want half, it's not, you don't have to.
Or anything, honestly.
Yeah, I understand that. But, Mark, I'm not going to hold it against any contractor who wants some money up front. I don't mind it if it's relatively close the day work starts, or materials are delivered, or something. No, you're right, Mark. These guys that want 10 grand, they put you on a schedule as, a month out or 3 weeks out. Doesn't make sense to me. But then again, that's what it's for. You make up your own mind. Mark would only go with people that don't require that. Now, Brad, speaking of your specific circumstances, you want a roofer. Never have a roofer who won't detail the contract. These guys do not want to measure and detail a contract and be held to it. Those are the bad guys. If they do not give you a detailed contract, do not go with them. Now, people have called me and said, Tom, a guy knocked on my door and he was from your referral list. And you said never use anyone who knocks at your door. Never said that. Here's what I said. Don't make a decision based on the fact that they knocked at your door. If a guy knocks at your door, don't sign anything with anyone. And especially if they knock on your door, what you do is you can take the card from the guy at the door. He can do an inspection, whatever, but you're not going to engage in business until you shop around. And if you go to referrallist.com, Brad, you'll be safe. If you go to Excel Roofing, he advertises all the time with us. Now, here's the thing. People say, well, Tom, you have a lot of good people on your referral list, and yet you talk about certain ones. That's because we have the referral list where the good people are listed, okay? They're continually monitored, and they're part of the referral list. And I love all of them. We truly monitor them. The guys that advertise, those are the ones you hear us talking about. They're paying for advertising. But remember, they can't advertise unless they're on the referral list. And when they do advertise, we insist that everything is followed through to the T. It's car day today, for example. We love talking about Rocky's Autos because of their giant selection of used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans. Now, one of the complaints I got about Rockies had to do with selection. They said, you said they had a giant selection. And I went there and I didn't see what I wanted. It changes. That's the thing. They get deliveries a few times a week. So please, check them out. And you can even give them your number and say, look, I didn't see what I wanted, but this is what I'm looking for. And they'll keep an eye out for it. One thing you're not going to get is high pressure. They're not going to call you all the time. They're open Monday through Friday. So tonight they're open until 7. And then on the weekend tomorrow, close Sunday, tomorrow they're open 9 to 6. That's 303-426-4646, 63rd and Federal.
There's traffic being quickly cleared on southbound 225 approaching Colfax. Speeds have improved within the past 5 to 10 minutes or so, but watch out for a little bit of delay on the approach there.
Try that, Tom. It's Network 3, right? You're doing it? Network 3?
No, that's not the name of it, but I'll go to that one. The name I have is TSN 5 or TSN 2. There is no such thing as TSN 2 or TSN 5.
No. I'm connected right now to this Network 3.
There's no Network 3 that we own.
They pulled it out. That's what it produces.
Really?
No, he's hard cabled in. That's why.
Okay.
You couldn't find a password?
Right.
Yeah, he might have one.
I cannot imagine a level of
But I think this sounds like it was before. Is that caps? Any caps?
No.
Thank you. I'll try it. Who cares? I mean, I have the guest here. It just doesn't.
Some photos and give him some measurements. He can give you prices over the phone. The only thing that'll change is whatever material you use, custom edges, things, cabinets. Give him a call.
We probably did that one.
You don't even have to go there. Eventually, you will go to the Golden Showroom.
We're on, Dano.
Oh, good, you're on.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Okay.
Book them, Dan.
Now, are we on broadband right now? The password I use for all my bank accounts is capital P, capital P, ASSW, 0 RD. Password with a 0. No one will ever get that. Did that go over broadband? No.
No, I barely got it stopped. How do you spell that again?
I wonder how many people, when I joke like that on the air, I wonder how many people. Honest to God, I wonder if, first of all, they don't know my username. Oh, that is Mark.
If they knew it, it would be
Mark Tom at AOL.com.
With a 0 for the O, right?
No, that's too true. I got to be able to remember this.
What was the guy that was doing the identity theft thing that would give his social security number when he first started?
These guys want 81,000.
Well, somebody was doing identity theft.
Oh, yeah.
Social security is
more. Well, that's more. We still owe him 2 more anyway.
Got him.
How much more from the
48?
I guarantee you those black hackers sitting up.
I haven't had the conversation yet.
50. We've already paid 50.
That's about.
Look them up, find
and they want another 48.
No, they want more than that.
They say another 80. They want.
Well, yeah, but
they want a total of 130.
The original bid was 87.
Yeah, and now it's 130.
Yeah, it's a third one. But that's why I have that's why those emails went out.
It's not working good?
He's getting those numbers from fucking peons.
Here, you can try is it TSN?
Until I talk to the CEO, it doesn't matter. Then we'll make a decision.
You're going on the guest one.
How could they be so dreadfully off?
Well, that's why I'm asking. In fact, that's exactly. They've got a fairly large presence here, man.
I've been trying to use it.
They don't want to use the fucking internet.
Really? Is it on and off?
Yeah, it's on and off.
Okay, I'm leaving this up to you. I trust you. But this is
I've heard that from before, but not possible.
It is so good. It's just trying to got one little blip.
Tom, which one did you go to? TSN? Which one? 5?
No, that's 5 megahertz. I went to
24.
And it's great, guys.
Why
do you want on it? Stay off it.
Whoa! That's the way to treat a guest. Am I no longer a guest anymore?
go to the 5. 5 is better for the phone anyway.
Do you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
You probably don't have 5G. No, seriously, I don't think he does.
This is an 8.
Oh, okay, 8 would have it. 7 doesn't have it. 6 doesn't have it.
Doesn't have what?
Do you have a
They came out with it. It's like the 7. No, maybe the 8 actually. They put a gun to the poor Chinese kids building them and said, "Make it 5 or else." So they did it.
Number 1.
Apple's getting hammered today. The 10 was just a fucking failure.
The iPhone?
Oh my God! It's because the 8 and 10 came out in the same week.
Why did they do that?
I have no clue, but it did not work.
Troubleshooter. And don't forget about Plumline Services. I told you the free second opinions. They have something else, and I told you about the 93 are free with the drains. But this $149 special with electrical, and I bring this up because of this email. They said exactly how does it work and what am I really getting. You're getting the peace of mind to know that if an electrician comes to your home, you will never pay more than $149 unless you want to. Now, here's what I mean. They figure 85% of the problems with electrical can be found and fixed with parts for $149. Well, actually, it's more, but this is the special. Now, if, however, it's impossible to do it for $149 because it involves multiple circuits, that's the first thing, or the big panel where they have to do a bunch of rewiring, or a major breakers, you know, like multiple. They'll tell you, but you'll see in writing why it's not $149. You'll see why, because it's going to be something that would normally cost $800 or more. But what's going to happen is they're going to not charge you a bit, but give you a full written report. So you can compare that if you want. And that's the deal, okay? It's the $149 to find, fix, or free. And if you go with the work, you're not going to pay the $149. 303-586-1086. 303-586-1086. Find, fix, or free. Electrical problems, don't put them off for just $149. That's plumlineservices.com. All right, so let's keep going here. And we have George complaining about telemarketing. Okay, George. What's
Morning,
happening?
Tom.
What's happening?
I came across an interesting article in the Wall Street Journal from April 16th having to do with telemarketing calls from Dish Network.
Yeah.
And these calls, and the difficulty that the law firm had when they were sending out notice to potential people who would have been called illegally, those people thought that note card that they were sent in the mail were scams. And so they just threw it away. They said, we're not going to get this money. This is nonsense. They want something else. Everyone's been alerted to all these kinds of scams, so they threw it away. Then the law firm started making calls. They were starting to make calls to these people, but they were very concerned because it's not that dissimilar from making telemarketing calls. I mean, it's legal, but.
Right.
People didn't believe them over the phone.
So what's your call about?
Well, it was interesting. Unfortunately, I'm not due any money, but the fact of the matter is a lot of people are.
What are the awards? Give me an idea of an award.
It was between $2,400 and $30,000 apiece.
Wow. How do you know if you're a victim? But how do you know if you're a victim?
Well, all right, so you can go to the website.
Do they have a list of people they've called?
Yeah, you could put in your phone number to see. So their website is dishclassaction.com.
Thank you for telling us that .com. And there's a chance you were called. And what if you didn't What if you didn't answer?
I don't know
All right,
those details.
But thank you, George, for the information. There. We have an astute listener, George. Suzanne, have you ever invited him in for a common man? He won't do it?
I think he's the one who lives too far, but
okay.
I could be wrong.
All right. So, put it in. Put your number in, Mark. dishclassaction.com. And put in your number, which is 303-475-36. No, I'm just kidding. It's not his number. Okay, so let's keep going here. And Artie, what's happening, Artie?
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Artie. What can we do?
I'm gonna try not to cry.
Wow, you have a real problem. What's going on, man?
Well, it's a little bit of an emotional problem.
Okay, tell me what's happening.
So my best friend, my companion.
Yeah.
Somebody I started to fall in love with.
Right.
Moved right after Christmas.
Okay.
And she had told me that it was because of a job promotion.
Okay.
And I found out that later it was basically because there's some family drama, family emotional abuse.
So what happened? Was she breaking up with you, basically?
No, we were kind of between that friendship and dating thing, but not. You know, even though a lot of our friends thought we were.
Right.
And
I had a similar situation. Yeah.
It
turned out good, by the way. Okay, so keep going.
I missed her. She brightened my life by being in it and being so close.
Yeah.
And just in our discussions since then, she had mentioned about visiting her, and it was kind of odd because the time frame she gave me was the weekend after her birthday in July.
All right. Now, I don't want to cut you off, so hang on. Do not hang up. We're going to come back to Artie and his story. I don't know where it's going. We'll see if we can help. Listen, we say we help with everything, and we do. Just give us a shot. If we can't help directly, we'll probably know someone who can. I'm Tom Martino. Stick around on the Troubleshooter Network.
This is not a scam. I'll show you the email.
What's that?
Not a scam?
What?
Not a spoof on you guys?
What, the dish?
This guy.
What's wrong?
Oh,
You wake up and there's no heat. Hear that little noise in your furnace. That happened to me. That's why I'm mentioning it. And I called Fix It 24/7. Is it Dish Network class action or Dish class action?
They'll tell you what's wrong. Dish class action.
If you decide to have any of the necessary repairs done, they refund the $39, and they give all prices up front with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. They've been in business for years, but George recently took over. Now, George is someone I've known for more than 30 years, and I can tell you he's dedicated to making this the best company, the best value.
Tom, I think he's going to ask for money for a plane
having a problem, don't overpay. Just $39. They'll tell you what's up and then give you a price up front and even waive the $39 so you can have the necessary repairs done. 720-526-3999
My number's not moving.
or fixmyhome.com.
This is Denver's Talk Station 630 JL, an iHeart radio station with Russ Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons.
What's your number?
HOW Denver.
A new lawsuit over the 2016 election. Lisa Brady, Fox News. The Democratic Party going to court claiming a far-reaching campaign conspiracy. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live.
Who? What? Where?
Democratic Party is suing Trump.
Who is?
The Democratic Party.
For what?
The election, screwing up the election. WikiLeaks, Trump, and Russia.
Previously reported contacts between Russian officials and people associated with the Trump campaign, as well as an analysis of the hack itself, which the committee claims happened on July 27, 2015. The lawsuit filed in Manhattan also names Jared Kushner, Donald Trump Jr., former campaign chair Paul Manafort, and several John Does. Lisa, thanks, Rachel. There's been no presidential tweet or White House statement on the lawsuit so far, but earlier today, the president again denied collusion. Fox's John Decker live at the White House.
President Trump on Twitter criticizing fired FBI Director James Comey, writing, "So General Michael Flynn's life can be totally destroyed, while shady James Comey can leak and lie and make lots of money from a third-rate book that should never have been written."
Hey Jeff, the guy emailed, says, I heard the guy say he personally changes his transmission fluid every 20,000 miles. I was wondering, I have a Nissan Altima 2016 with a CVT transmission. That's a shitty transmission, right? How often do you think he needs to change his fluid?
If he does it annually or every 36, he's good.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to do an Instagram on this. I think it's really important. How do I do a post here of
For Instagram?
no, like a video.
Oh, I have no idea.
On
Nope.
But that is a bad transmission though, right? That CVT, that's a bad one.
Yeah, I don't like any of the CVTs out there.
Yeah, I think that's the truth.
But the Nissan ones, we're seeing so many of them. A lot of it, I mean, you can't get parts from Nissan for the things, but the aftermarket's come out with a ton of stuff.
I don't have any idea how to work this.
We have somebody that does that for us. I don't know how to do that stuff either.
That's good. I have IT people.
Yeah, even those
dishclassaction.com.
Junk. They're just not good transmissions to drive. They don't.
No, they feel like crap too.
Okay, I'm going to do this. There are a lot of class action lawsuits people never find out about. This one can affect you. You may have money coming. Go to dishclassaction.com and you put in your phone number. If you're one of the 18,000 people that were called and they were not authorized to call you, you could collect money up to like $30,000. So put your number in at dishclassaction.com. There's the website right there. All right, we'll see you.
Did a live feed?
Yeah, but it's not ending.
A live feed on top of a live feed. That's pretty live.
I didn't bring it down, so that's good.
I just wanted to try it because I've never really had anything that was worth sharing. I mean, this one, you just put your number and you could have money coming. Unless, of course, sometimes.
So you go, am I in the class?
I have Dish, so I don't think I've ever received any.
I mainly want to see if it shows up here on my feed.
I'm just going to keep up that number so I get one.
What's that, sir?
That's fine.
I just wanted to see if it shows up.
Put my number.
Okay.
How do I see my profile? So there it is. I know nothing about this. That's why.
What are you using?
What's that?
What are you using? Is that Instagram?
Yeah. I just want to see. And apparently this didn't show up. I don't know what happened.
I was ready to go catch that guy.
I know.
I was ready to go get dinner. I was gonna be happy. Get my $1,000 phone call.
I don't know. Just don't know how it works. Because right here.
Have you been busy, Jeff?
Dude, it's been such a roller coaster. It's unbelievable.
In April's just black. Start off strong, go down. I think the taxes killing people. Oh, you guys busy in April or up and down?
Up and down too. We had one amazing week, and then we had one super slow week. And now we're
This
kind of in
week's
the middle.
terrible for us.
In fact, radio reaches 20% more
Last week
than
was
TV.
off the
Want
charts,
people
and then the
you
week
want to talk to
before
all in
was
one place? You want to get to iHeartRadio.
15 less than we were looking
Everybody.
for.
I talked to friends that run factory motor parts, and he's like, we they'll go out in the morning, some week, one day, get 5 orders for the whole morning. He's like, you can't run a parts department.
Quit logging me out.
Yeah.
Who, me?
I'm not doing anything.
It's got to be the tax thing. It's over now. All the weeks coming up.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate.
Hi, Tom Martino here. This is Car Day on the Troubleshooter Show, where we emphasize cars, but not just cars. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe, the longest running show on radio with the same host on the air. So let's talk. What's on your mind? This hour brought to you by Fix It 24/7. If you need home services like plumbing, heating, or cooling, Fix It 24/7 is the company to call. They're good people, and what you're really going to like is for $39, you will get basically what amounts to a refurbishing of your furnace or air. Pick a system, and they will, for $39, go through the entire system, and they will clean, adjust, and tweak. And all of that is included in $39. they'll give you a written report on the condition and give you a no breakdown guarantee. If there is anything wrong and you want it done, they'll do it for $39 credited back to you. So you'll never get the value anywhere else. You'll never get more work. You'll never get better products for the same price anywhere. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. I'm a consumer advocate. Love telling you about good people. I love telling you about bad people. Love trying to help you directly. So let's get in. Artie has a problem. We say call about anything. We try to help. We can't help everyone, but we try. We have one line open right now at 303-713-TALK. Our experts in the studio, Kimmer Transmission. We have Pro Auto Care, and we have Honest, Accurate Auto for our car questions today. Artie was in the middle of a story. He said he has a girlfriend, best friend, lover, companion. They were just starting to get past the friendship zone, he believes, and she moved away. Now, Artie, where'd she move to?
She moved to Florida.
Okay. You're very upset about it, but you've been talking on the phone. Did she lie to you about why she moved?
Well, you know, like I said, I just in communicating later, months down the road now, that I think that there was some misleading information. But
like what?
Honestly,
give me an idea. Just so you're talking to a friend. Why? Like what? What? And we don't know, your last name. You're not going to out yourself. What was misleading?
Well, she was telling people it was because of a job promotion.
What was it really for?
Well, I believe it was because there was some emotional abuse from a relative. And basically, the
maybe she didn't want to. Maybe she didn't want to tell people about it.
Yeah. And yeah. Well, and I knew a little bit about maybe some of it, just here and there.
Do you think she wanted to get rid of you?
No.
Okay. So what's going on now? She talked, and where are we going with the story?
Okay. So she mentioned about coming, maybe visiting her in July. It was odd that she gave me the dates of the weekend after her birthday, and it's just I have a little anxiety about it because of. I told her when she moved, I gave her a letter saying that I loved her, and this is the first time I ever said that to her. And all
Did
that
she
kind of
say
stuff
I
like
love
that.
you?
No. She because of I believe the emotional distress she was in, she needed to deal with some of the stuff she's dealing with.
So did you tell her you loved her, and then she called you?
No, we've just been communicating, like messaging and text messaging, Facebook Messenger, things of that nature.
Okay.
And so. It just and I want to, and I'm a little anxious too, as well as like that. The hardest thing for me though is because my job, I'm a working commission, and the last few months have been really down. And I mean, I can probably use my tax refund to pay for a plane ticket, but it's really tough, and I'm just trying to pay off bills.
So you're calling us because your girlfriend, did she ask you to come and visit her, or are you reading into it?
Well, she is excited for me to come to visit. So it's more that I think she is wanting me to come visit.
Well, she's lonely. She doesn't know anybody there. But so you're saying are you calling to try to get a ticket? Because I know they have bereavement fares, but I don't think they have broken heart fares.
Yeah, well, it's either that, or what may even be better is just maybe a hand up, and maybe I'm looking for maybe a job that I can supplement.
What do you do? What do you do for a living, Artie?
I work on vending type machines. In fact, I was a common man a long time ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, how old are you?
43.
43. You sound really younger. I thought you were like in your 20s for some reason. And you're 43 and never went to college, I take it. That I don't think they have a major in vending machines. But not that everyone needs to go to college either. But what about it? What about it? What can you do is what I'm asking. What are you trained in? What happened? Why didn't you go to college? Not that everyone needs it, but why didn't you?
I guess it just was trying to work a full-time job and go to college and stuff like that. I mean, I have some...
Trades are great, too. Trade schools, trades are wonderful. So, here we are, 43. What do you make a year? Curious. What do you make?
About $36,000.
What does your girlfriend do?
She works doing contracts for a telecommunication company.
What does that mean?
They do bids for build-outs for telecommunications.
Now, listen, I want to ask you something, Artie. If what's her first name?
Nicole.
If someone asked Nicole if she had a boyfriend, would she say yes, he's back in Colorado, Artie?
No, she wouldn't. She would say no.
And so some guy comes up and says, you want to go out? Would she go out, or would she feel she's somewhat attached?
She is... I believe she's in a kind of a place where she's not ready to date, and I think it's just because of all the stuff she's been dealing with.
Okay.
And that's part of my.
When you told her
reason to
you
go
loved
visit
her, how does she, how do you know she wouldn't take it as
like a scary thing?
Altruism. No, altruism. Friendship. Agape.
I don't know. That's one thing that her and I still need to talk about, because since I put it out there, which I don't regret.
Have you guys ever had romance?
No.
She lived with you. Okay. You lived in separate rooms?
Yeah, we lived in separate houses or whatever. Yeah.
Separate. Oh, you weren't roommates at all.
No, no, no.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought you were. Okay. So listen, Artie. I don't know, man. I personally, I think, you don't want to hear what I think. I don't think you should go there. I mean, I think what you should do is try to develop. I'm serious, by the way. I'm really serious. I think you should develop through email, perhaps a form of social media. You should develop a relationship and see if she has these same feelings for you. Otherwise, you're going to be more frustrated, you're going to be more broken, you're going to be more upset and disappointed, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know, Artie. It's not
right.
like, God, it's
and
not.
What
it's not something. By the way, we don't.
Yeah.
We don't help in this area, but I don't mind people saying, "How can I do better in life? How can I get a ticket? How you're willing to work and better yourself." I really suggest, Artie, if you're still young, relatively young, if you have any skill or knowledge or technical expertise, man, I would take up a trade in my spare time. In the auto industry specifically, people are dying for technicians, especially if you're technically minded in any way, or maybe HVAC or something in the trades, while you're still doing your job. I know you didn't call for all of this, man, and you're probably thinking, dude, all I want to do is see my girl. But the problem is you're going to go down there. It might be quite awkward. I mean, what does she consider you? A good friend?
Yeah. And my plan is from now till July is to start talking about things, maybe even one thing at a time, about, what, what a relationship is.
Oh, come on, what? That's Mark, Mark, listen, really, okay? That's absolutely rude.
I know, but come on. What are we supposed to do, Tom?
This guy called for help. I'm going to let him go. But he called for help, and I was giving him some advice. What he needs to do is not go there, and he needs to see if she feels the same. That's all. So that's it. That's it. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. I don't know what you should do as far as the financial part. You don't seem like you have much going as far as where there are all kinds of jobs, but nothing specifically that you're skilled in. So there are tons of jobs right now. Unemployment is the lowest it's ever been. 303-713-8255. Mike's got a problem with his F-250, 97 F-250. And here, I want to say something. People, no matter how big or small your problem is, if you call the show, you're going to get a listening ear. I may not keep you on forever. I may say I can't help. I may let you go right away. And if you're a nut, I'm going to tell you you're a nut. But I am not going to sit here and make fun of people who call in unless they deserve it. Okay, I didn't think Artie deserved to be made fun of.
I wasn't making fun of him. No, just what's he want? A plane? He called in to get a plane ticket for a girl that probably doesn't like him.
And probably doesn't like him the way he thinks, or it isn't there yet. Certainly, she wouldn't have just left.
Al, anybody here? What did you guys think of that call? I know that puts you on the spot, but honestly,
or she wouldn't have left the way she did.
Exactly. That's my first thing. Why'd she leave? Is there something? Did he have more feelings than she? I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah. So, Mike, what's going on with your 97 F-250, bro?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's happening?
It's stalling out on me. The thing is, it'll stall out at a idle.
Let's hear about it. How many miles? How many miles, Mike? Let's get to know this truck. How many miles?
All right. 244.
Oh, my God. 244,000. Is that the original engine?
Yes.
Original tranny?
Yes.
How long have you owned it?
17 years.
Man, you beat the system. Congratulations. You really did. You beat the system. Is this your primary driver?
Well, I have another truck now, so it's not my primary driver.
But it was. It was.
Yes. Yes,
cool.
It was. And I mean,
bro, but with
really good care of that thing.
This could be anything. Guys, it stalls out 244,000 miles.
Yeah.
You know, 20 years old.
Yeah, and I've replaced the cam sensor a couple of times. I had the computer out, had that redone, refurbed and everything, put that back in. I mean, I've tried everything I know to do.
Does it? Let's talk about this. First start of the day, does it start easily?
Yes.
Okay. Throughout the day, does it start fine?
Yes.
Okay. When it stalls, is it when idling or when moving down the street?
Both.
You can be driving at 40 miles an hour, and it'll just stop.
Yep, it'll hiccup real bad, and then it'll just quit.
Is it mostly when it's warmed up and hot, or mostly when it's first used?
I would say normally when it starts warming up.
Okay, guys, now you hear it. A little more detail. What do you think? Quickly, what do you think? I don't want to bore Mark.
It could be a number of things, but we don't want to bore Mark.
Well,
have you ever determined if you have fuel pressure?
So it's okay.
Mike,
What's that?
Do you have fuel pressure?
Yes.
You put a gauge to it?
Yes. I have fuel pressure. I have the correct fuel pressure.
Air?
Also.
Breathing well? Air filter?
Yeah. It's all good.
It's all functioning. You know,
something's not functioning.
Does the 97 have a computer in it?
Yeah, it has a computer. They also had a problem with the ignition modules heating up on those, and that would cause stalling issues.
Well, that's it. Well, what else would it be?
Well, there's plenty of other things it could be. And, doing the hunt and peck thing, sooner or later you're going to find the right part because it'll quit stalling.
If they pulled in, what would you do? You'd hook up the reader, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course. You're going to read codes. You're going to start looking for any of the common stuff, and then you've got to be able to reproduce the problem. Hopefully you can catch it on a data stream, or like Al says, if you're looking for a fuel problem, you catch it on the gauges. But then you
so,
can
Mike,
actually
these guys now this is one where it could get into, they're not going to give you a free estimate. Well, they'll look at it initially, and they'll do an inspection here, but they're not going to tear into this kind of a problem free. But I will tell you that, Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair, he does 1 hour free diagnostics. I don't know how you guys handle that, but anyway, where are you located, Mike?
I'm in the Springs.
Yeah. Honest Accurate Auto, how would you handle this as far as charging them?
Well, we'll take a quick look at it. We'll spend a good half hour on it without charging anything.
Do you think you can find it without incurring charges? Not that I care. He's not asking for that. I'm just curious.
I don't think so.
Okay.
We really need to catch it in the act. That's going to be absolutely critical.
Give him your locations, Honest Accurate Auto in the Springs.
426 Nevada Mesa View.
So that's Nevada and what?
That's Nevada and Garden of the Gods.
Okay. So what's the other one?
3905 Tut Boulevard, right next to Sky Sox Stadium.
Tut next to Sky Sox. Thank you very much. All right. Did I give you am I overtime? This much overtime? Oh, my God. I'm so much overtime. Okay, that's just my life. If you want to save money, Art of Granite is the place to go for your kitchen. Now, listen to this. And bathroom. Here's what I love about Art of Granite. You can get a price on the phone. You don't realize how great that is. When you're planning a home improvement, call Art of Granite. You might have some measurements. Well, you have to, right? And then a photo or two. Call him first. He'll give you a price on the phone, and the price will be the price. I mean, it won't be to the dollar because you have to pick your custom edges, your actual material. They're a stone importer of granite, quartz, and other stone. Custom edges, if you want it, cabinets direct from the manufacturer. Now, they'll ask you questions, and then wholesale on all the counter material, and then they'll give you a price based on what you tell them. The actual price may be $100 or so off, a few hundred, but it's going to be close. The bathroom is free when you do the kitchen. Tear out and haul away is free. Think about that. And wholesale on all material, that is artofgranite.net, 303-386-5919, 303-386-5919.
This report is brought to you by Lowe's. The drive across town in decent shape. Earlier crash southbound by 225 there, approaching Colfax has been cleared
You're
up.
not going to send out a plane ticket, Mark?
Speed. It's not up to speed downtown though.
No plane ticket.
25 stop.
It's a plane. I'm going to try not to cry. I'm going to try not to cry. Should we be more sensitive? I mean, to the guys who call in was almost crying about a girl that he never had, that he feels like he lost, that he's not sure about because he never knew that he had it.
Tonight, a rain snow mix overnight, a low of 34. Right now, mostly cloudy and 55.
Jeff, you're just so sensitive.
What's happening?
It could be sadder.
What?
Could be married to her.
Oh my God.
Sadder actually a word?
What did that guy want? Just a ticket?
He
was literally asking us for a plane.
A ticket and a job.
And the
He's
job.
trying to
Because
do
it's so hard to
something
find
never
a job.
got.
Oh, yeah, I was doing that. He was hoping we'd feel for him. Man, we'll buy you the ticket. But do you know something? It's funny is he doesn't have any indication she cares about him.
He might be fucking stalking her. And you'd be helping him.
Yeah, you're enabling, stopping.
He should ask her.
The enabler.
Yeah.
Just call her and ask her if she'll play it.
Troubleshooter / enabler.
Energy efficiency. Nothing improves a home like these windows.
My only point was, oh my God, I was going to fall asleep if he said anything else.
I was going to ask for coffee.
He was trying, man. He wouldn't give up.
What did he do?
He was smart saying, either maybe because Tom uses the word step up a lot. So maybe a step up or maybe a job, an odd job.
She said step off. Step off. Step off, man.
You need to step off, man.
I was going to say, do you
Tony, man.
Do you have your man card with you? Can you bring that in?
I made the sandwiches. Why didn't you think of that then?
He got yelled at for snoring. I wasn't going to say something like that. Are you kidding me?
That would have got you something.
That was rude.
I got one more question. One more question.
What were you?
Did she take your balls?
I said, I think she took her balls with her, or took your balls with her.
They're still in her purse.
Man, there's nothing. Funny, has sensitivity all over the.
Oh, I'd say we go smoke some pot.
I thought he was kidding when he first called up.
I thought it was a prank. I wrote that. I wrote scam,
No,
man.
I got his email. You want to read
Yeah.
his email?
I don't want to read his email.
It's long. That's a long email.
We had
All calls from Don Capote.
We had a guy.
If you had a girlfriend, would you call her one show?
No, but if you wanted money,
Yeah,
that's what he was trying to do.
Yeah, but come soft. Yeah, he's soft and Dutch.
It's like at the end of the day, it's turned upside down. We're all citizens.
Yeah.
So, we had this guy call. He works in this county. What county was it? With the monthly, he's on salary. He gets paid once a month.
Oh,
Not Watkins. Morgan County, Colorado. Morgan. I never heard of it. But anyhow, so he goes, I'm on a monthly salary, but they short me 2 months out of the year. I work more than 4 weeks. I work 5 weeks twice a year, and they only pay me for 40. Well, no shit. He's on salary for once a month. I mean, how much easier does that get? It's salary. It doesn't matter how many days are in the month, you get monthly salary.
And he's being shorted.
he said he's being short because
a month is 4 weeks to him.
Yes, that's exactly right.
All months have at least 4 weeks, for payroll day.
No.
You should tell him.
There's not one that has 3. All of them have at least 4.
February could have, what, are you talking 20 work days?
No, he's talking weeks.
No,
I'm
all
talking,
that.
if you're doing weekly
Yes,
payroll,
20
every
days.
month has at least 4.
Oh, if you're doing
Yes.
weekly payroll,
Right.
yeah. There's 50,
And then there's occasionally you get
there's
one that has
54
5.
weeks in a year.
52.
There's 54.
50 what?
Or, what am I saying?
What year?
If
What
you-
year you living?
If you, I got my GED when I was 15, okay?
It's 420 days.
Hey,
He was 51, he couldn't do it.
I had my alphabet down when No, if you pay bi-weekly, there's 54 pay periods.
Right.
Yeah.
Is what I was trying to
Hey,
say.
we're not smoking pot, those of you watching.
It's 420.
I think.
Show. If you're looking for stem cell therapy, Centeno Schultz. It's that simple. Please don't listen to the hype going around now. The FDA is about fed up with it. They say they're going to do something about it, but there are more phony stem cell clinics than real ones. If you want true stem cell therapy, Centeno Schultz. MDs, they're opening a place in Lone Tree, which is exciting. They're now in Broomfield. And they've been doing it first, and they've been doing it the most. 14,000 patients they've treated. If you want genuine stem cell therapy, the only way to get living stem cells right now under this current system is to harvest them from you at the time of your treatment, and then they redeliver them with imagery. 303-963-9201. 303-963-9201. Centeno Schultz. Okay. Steve's got a comment on that F-250. My goodness, it had 244,000 miles, and it stalls every once in a while. There could be a host of things wrong. Steve, what's your comment?
Well, first of all, long-time listener, love your
man.
show. You guys are very entertaining.
Thank you. Especially off the air for those listening on broadband.
Yeah, occasionally on car day, you guys miss it a little bit.
What do you think? Like
Jeff
what?
Dick is a great mechanic. I've had him do about 3 transmissions. No problems there. We didn't ask if it was a diesel or not. And a diesel at 260,000 miles, so what?
Yeah, well, he may. You know what? You would have thought, but I could be wrong, that he would have mentioned that, right?
You would have thought, but an F-250 is usually a diesel. And I had the exact same experience. It would stall intermittently. Mostly, I figured out that it was stalling upon acceleration or braking. And there is a fuel injector solenoid valve. The nut came loose on the solenoid, and so you would lose magnetic pulse to the valve when you would stop or start
All right, so
more rapidly. And it would always happen after it warmed up, never when it was cold.
That's a very good comment and something to look at. Guys, what do you think about that particular one, that solenoid?
If he's dealing with a diesel, then yeah, that's definitely in the mix.
So if he's listening, let us know, okay? Peter wants to know if that event's still happening. Peter, go ahead. You want to know about the Pro Auto Care thing?
Yeah, it's still going to be happening since the weather's going to be like 40 degrees and snowing.
I forgot about the weather. Yeah, rain or shine, it's indoors, right?
Hell of high water.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
not
this one.
What's the times on
Look, if it's snowing sideways, probably not. If it's just straight down, we'll continue.
But what are you going to do? How do they find out?
Well, we'll post something on our Facebook page for certain. That will be there. That's probably the best place for Pro Auto Care. And we'll post it right there to know that. We have a list of stuff. We got a lot of people signed up. It's a great event. We have food, lots of
do you got to sign up? I didn't know
it's
that.
a great idea.
Well,
we want to know you're coming.
You're not going to turn them away, though.
He needs to know how you want your steak cooked.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that I'm really good.
But anyway, where is what time?
9 o'clock 11 to 11 o'clock. We'll basically do it to the location. 2753 West Church Avenue. Arapahoe Community College is directly across the street.
All right, 303-713-TALK. Lillian, what's happening? Hi, Lillian.
Hello.
What's going on, dear?
Sorry.
What's happening?
Well, I'm just calling about a incident with the hailstorm from last year, and I contracted with a roofing company, and this is one of the faux pas, as I'm learning now, is that the gentleman came to my home, and he is a very nice man.
What is the problem? Can we get to that part?
Well,
what is the problem?
okay. Well, the problem is that it's been a year.
It's been. How much did you pay total?
Over. I gave them checks between $6,000 and $8,000, and that was my problem. Is I paid them up front, full amount.
I don't think you're going to ever see a dime of that. What's the name of the roofer?
It's Top That Roofing.
Popped Out Roofing.
Top That.
That Roofing. Top That.
Yeah. And they replaced the roof. When I called them about my garage door. And
okay, so you did get your roof.
I got my roof, but they were doing my garage door, my screens. There's painting. My fence was destroyed.
How much total work did you get done, value-wise?
I got the roof and the gutter replaced.
What is that valued at? Do you know?
Well, The gutter was about 1,100 and the roof was about
6,000. So
yeah.
Okay. So
And then I
altogether, you paid how much again? Total.
Total so far it's been 71. Well, 71 plus the gate. They charged me $800 for the fence.
All I want to know, I'm trying to discern here, how much you paid that you didn't get anything for. In other words, how much are you upside down?
Well, at the moment, I'm not sure.
Well, it's easy to figure out. You have $7,100 in value according to your contract. How much did you pay, period, out of pocket right now? How much have you, between you and your insurance, what have you paid them?
I haven't paid anything. Well, I paid them the whole amount, but I haven't paid anything.
Lillian, Lillian, that is impossible. You just said you paid the whole amount, but you haven't paid anything. Please tell me how much total they have been paid for your job. How much? This isn't like a political discussion.
Tom?
It's a number. Yeah, go ahead.
I can't get that information from them.
No,
they won't
Lillian,
give it
it's
to me.
you. You're the one that paid it, right?
I gave it to the insurance company. Gave it. It was made out to top that roofing.
How?
I gave the
And you
check
don't
to
know.
them. It was for $8,000.
Okay, that's what I need to know. Thank God, 8,000. What else?
So I'm just saying.
So you're upside down. Your insurance company, between you and your insurance company, I'm really not trying to give you a hard time. Honest to goodness, we need to put a handle on this. So if you paid $8,000 between you and your insurance, and they did about $7,100 worth of work, you're only out, and I say only, but it's a lot, but you're out $900. Am I correct so far before going forward?
No, because I still have a garage door that needs to be placed and more painting that needs to be done.
You didn't hear what I said, Lillian. You didn't hear what I said. So far, you have paid $8,000 and you have gotten $7,100 in value. Therefore, you have paid $900 more than the work that has been done. That is either a yes or a no. Unless for that 8,000 somehow the garage or all this stuff was supposed to be included, or was it priced extra? That's what I need to know.
Well, so some of it was priced extra after they called the insurance company and asked for more money.
All right, so therefore you paid $900 more than the value received.
Did they get supplemental checks yet?
I've gotten them.
How much have? Okay, you know what, Lillian? I can't do this. I cannot extract information from you like you have an abscessed tooth with surrounding teeth that are in trouble. I can't do it. We need straight information, and I can help you. You do not understand. I can actually help you, but you have to speak clearly and just give us answers. All this time, I asked how much, and you said 8,000. Well, you've gotten more than that from your insurance company. So I don't even know where to start because you're not answering questions. So, Suzanne, honest to God, we can help her. If she wants to hang on and answer very simple questions, we will help her. Without information, we cannot help anyone. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. It works like that, okay? That's how it works. Katie says an apartment complex is trying to get $6,000 from you. Katie, just very quickly, we're going to come back to you. Is this in damages or something?
It's in past rent because I broke my lease.
Okay, hold on, and we'll come back and talk about that. If they're entitled to it, it depends. Maybe they rented it out. But right now, I am proud to tell you about Lent Construction. Now, we stumbled upon this guy, and we are happy we did. We are proud to have him on the referral list at referralist.com. Mark, you know, we had Mr. Lent in. We talked to...
he was a former state trooper.
Jack Lent has a law enforcement background. What I love is what he calls value engineering. What a beautiful concept. You give him a plan, or he comes up with a plan, or you both come up with something, or your architect comes up with something. You have a plan for a home improvement. Then he looks for ways to do it that will give you the maximum value with the minimum out-of-pocket expense, but still with the quality. You see, a lot of contractors give no regard to the cost. If you want it, sure, we'll do it. But he wants to know that it's going to be worth it, therefore the value, and that he's going to give you maximum effort, therefore the value engineering, and that you're going to get a project that you love for the lowest price possible. Not the lowest price anywhere, because he's honest with you about pricing. Value engineering, he does line item quotes. He doesn't just give you a lump sum. He is serious about these jobs, and he wants you to know that he put thought into each and every item. That's what I love about him. You call him anal retentive or whatever you want. I love the way he does it. Jack Lent with Lent Construction. You won't go wrong. 720-744-2885. Get him in from the beginning on planning for value engineering. 720-744-2885. I suspect temper too much on that woman, yet I let the other guy ramble on about his girlfriend. I don't know what's going on.
He's the marijuana. He's the
marijuana. But now one floor.
Well, that bounce off make it.
I haven't made one this entire year.
I've never seen you make one. You always say that. I haven't made one. You've never freaking made one. No, bloody hell.
It's only been this year. I used to be professional.
So we had an emailer that says, I'm with Mark, that guy was pitiful. The only thing that would have made that call better was if the girlfriend invited Artie to Florida and offered to let him stay with her fiance.
That is gross. Oh, you gotta read that to Tom. That's a classic one. Whew. Ouch. Truth hurts, don't it? Crazy. I'm gonna try not to cry. He's full of shit.
Oh, I was listening to that going, oh my God.
It was almost bad full of shit, like bad action.
Switched? Did you see how he switched? He was like, well, let me just tell you the story and stuff like that.
But there was a break. It was after the break.
No. No, you listen to that podcast. You watch how he switched.
I don't think I will listen.
I picked up on it. Well, if I'm trying to go to sleep, I might turn it on. Yeah. I could work if I wake up in the middle of the night, put that on. I could just be out cold in no time. Yeah. Oh my God. I was like, I'm really going to give this guy that much airtime? I was like, ooh.
I don't think he liked it when I started snoring, though.
Oh, no.
You think that irritated him?
No, it totally did, because he was trying to be real serious. And
he was trying to be Dr. Lee.
He was trying to be everything that you're not. And then Jeff has to refer to his cojones.
Or lack thereof.
I got one question. Where did she put your cojones?
So what laugh track did you say about me when I laughed?
Oh, we were talking that you needed a pot. They said that. A pot? They said Tom needs a pot after you said, did I sound angry? And that was the comment. You gotta read.
Yeah, so the emailer said, I'm with Mark on Artie.
I love when people just like,
that
it's
guy,
so weird.
He says that guy was pitiful. Only thing that would have made that call better was if the girl invited Artie to Florida and offered to let him stay with her fiance.
Hey, you want to watch him bang me later on?
Oh, you're my best friend from Colorado.
Are we on broadband? I'm not going to tell you.
That woman probably terrified him. I think probably moved to Florida for a reason.
Are we off?
Damage, call Golden Spike at 303-942-1386 for a thorough and free inspection. For roofing done right to the last nail, call Golden Spike Roofing.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
Being accused of a crime can ruin your life. Get help with highly respected, skilled trial attorney Joe Lazaro. He's offering a free initial consultation.
That made the day. That was good. What was that one that we were talking about something, he started it, and the very first words out of your mouth were so out of context, it was crazy.
I know it, and I forget what it was.
He called me up in a panic. You gotta remove the YouTube video.
That's right, because when you're right.
He started. We were talking about who's the comedian that died, and she was just the filthiest mouth.
That's right.
Oh, Joan Rivers?
Joan Rivers.
Oh,
We
and
were
I was
quoting
her
Joan
saying
Rivers.
She was disgusting. She came out and said this, this, and this. But
all
all
they heard
all
was
you
him
heard was
saying
me say, boom, 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 like I was saying that.
Oh.
And it was about little kids.
It was so funny.
She made it disgusting. I mean, I cannot believe how
He called up in such a panic.
No, Joan Rivers.
You've got to remove every video. I'm like, why? We were talking about Joan Rivers. You don't understand. Just listen and
Talk about
delete
the
it.
hurricane in Haiti.
Did you see her live?
Yes.
She was funny, though.
In a small venue right down here at Comedy.
Was she funny? I
That was
realize
her first
she's
show.
rude and crude.
She was funny. A lot of it was funny, but we cringed. She's crude.
Too soon is what they say on some of
And
it.
she said something about,
IRS on your back?
you know, did you hear about Michael Jackson? He had to pay $20 million or something to that kid that supposedly assaulted and settled. If it was my son, I'd say just enjoy. Don't worry. You know, after this, it's all Disneyland. She's so disgusting. Oh my. Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. And the Raleigh House is for addiction treatment. But this number I'm going to call you is not to sign up at the Raleigh House. This number I'm going to give you is for information. Now, if you want to know about their program, they'll love to tell you about their premier addiction program. And yeah, they would even take you in. But they want you to be informed. They want you to know what's out there because they actually refer to other programs. They will fit you with the best program. They want to know about what your issue is. Is it a son or a daughter, a husband or a wife? And then you can ask questions about costs, about insurance, about modalities, different modalities, about what they do, about what other programs do, about any free programs, about scholarships. Anything you need to know about addiction, what to look for. You may suspect an addiction. What are the telltale signs? Any questions. There are no questions off base at all, and it's totally confidential and complimentary. 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559. Okay. Now, Lillian, I am so sorry that these guys said I was having a bad day and I need to calm down. So I'm going to calm down. And I apologize, Lillian. So here's what I want to do. I take for granted sometimes that people just, I don't know, have these things at the top of their tongue. So here's what I want to know. If you look at every dime that came from the insurance company, every dime, and it doesn't matter who it went to, how much has your insurance company paid out, whether to you or to him, in total? Do you know?
Not off the top of my head.
Do you have an idea?
For that.
No, that's okay. You said $8,000 to begin with, and then excuse me.
I think it's over 9,000 because
how much
they had to do a supplement because things went over. I mean, the price.
No, I understand. So the insurance company has paid out how many different checks?
They paid out a check for $1,000 for the gutters, over $1,000 for the gutters. They paid themselves $6,000 for the roof, $800 for the fences.
This is what the insurance has actually paid out so far.
Correct.
How many checks have you gotten from the insurance?
I got one from the insurance company for over $1,000 as a supplemental check for the garage door.
Is that the only check you've gotten from the insurance?
Yes, and I've kept it.
Oh, no, I understand. It doesn't matter. So what I'm figuring out here so far is that $16,000 has been paid. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. I'm totally wrong. I'm sorry. $8,800 has been approximately paid out. $8,800, and the roofer got $8,000 of it. I mean, or let's say $9,000, but the roofer got $1,000 of it. I think $8,000.
The roofer got probably close to $7,000 of it.
Not $8,000.
It's not more. I don't know, because
the original thing you said, I believe, is correct. They have gotten about $7,000, and they've done about $7,000 worth of work.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
Why don't you just end the contract right now? Just end it, and the extra money that you have, and your deductible, just hire someone to finish. Don't see, the way I look at it, what I was trying to discern here, Lillian, is if you paid that roofer for a lot of stuff he didn't do, and you didn't. You're lucky enough that you got work out of the roofer, so therefore you can just cut bait, forget about him. It's done. I mean, when was the last time you heard from this clown?
Well, they came to my house yesterday, and
what did they want?
Well, I wanted them to look at the garage door that they put in. See, the thing that this is. Tom,
you didn't mention they did. You didn't mention they did a garage door, Lillian. You said they only did the roof and gutter.
Well, no, they were contracted to do roof.
I'm not asking
gutter.
What they were, Lillian. You see, I didn't ask what they're contracted for. Here's what I'm asking: how much work did they do? That can't be a hard question. They did the roof, they did the gutter, and they did the garage door. Now I'm learning, right?
They did the roof, the gutter, the garage door, and the fence. And I told them
they also
pay
did
for the garage.
And they also did the fence.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. How much, Lillian? But you're going to go and you're going to think we didn't want to help you, and we can't help you. You're not telling us the truth. You keep skipping things. Listen, Suzanne, we can't help her. This is one we just can't. Say goodbye to her in a nice way. I'm sorry, Lillian. I'm sorry. Now, I want everyone listening, please tell me if I'm freaking nuts. Did she not tell us? First, nothing was done. Then she said the roof and the gutter. Then she said the roof, gutter, and the garage door. Then she said the roof, gutter, garage door, and fence was done. Well, if you add up everything they did, and you add up how much money they were paid, and how much she got, she probably owes them money.
Plus, she didn't say anything about a deductible either.
No, she probably owes them some money, and then she will then have to hire someone to finish. But they should be paid for what they did. They should be. Now, honest to God, I want comments on this call, because inevitably I'm going to get emails that said I didn't listen to her. I'm going to get other emails that said I cut her off. I'm going to get other emails that say I don't really help people. I'm going to get emails that say, Tom, I agree, but I want to know. Please call us. I'm going to leave this line open, 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. I really need to get some feedback on this. Now, let's talk about home improvements while we're on the topic with Brent Ivinson from Ideal Home Loans. Many people refinance, and they take home improvements out of the equity. In other words, they finance their home improvements, and that increases the value of the home, and you get a very low interest rate, and it's okay to finance improvements with a home equity loan or with a refi. Brent, let's talk about how that works. Do you guys do an appraisal based on what's going to be worth afterwards?
No, we do it based on the current value. And the nice thing is right now, with home values going up like they are, most situations we're going to be fine with what the current value is now. Where we're really seeing this trend, we have a lot of people that have been out and thought, you know, I'm going to move up, trade into a bigger house, sell my current home. They go out and look and realize, you know what, I don't like the payment, I don't like the costs associated with it. I want to stay and remodel. The great thing is we can refinance your loan quickly, close you in just 3 weeks, give you the money you need for your remodeling project, and then you can get started. So that basement you've been thinking about, maybe that addition, the kitchen, all the things that you want to do, we can tap into the equity in your home with all the appreciation we've seen, get you locked in at a low fixed interest rate, and have you get the cash you need for your remodeling project.
What a great idea. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan, 303-867-7000. Or idealhomeloans.com. You can find them on the referral list. And when we're talking about real estate, you know what I'm going to say. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. No matter what the real estate transaction, he will advocate for you and help you get the best deal. That's 303-920-1622.
This report is brought to you by Jordan Law.
It's Friday. It's the middle of the day. That
Oh
means
my
rush.
God. She was. You start laughing, which makes it worse. Everybody.
But he did a fence.
What? She started off.
She probably owes him money.
Just a roof. Then she added. What did she add first? Gutter.
Garage door.
And then the fence. Next thing you know, you repaired the dents in her car.
I said, listen, he needs to be, they probably came by to get paid. And she's thinking, wait a minute, the job's not done. True, but
you got to get paid.
But no, but she already kept $1,800.
I don't think she even knew any of it.
I don't know if she heard herself. That's the thing. She kept saying things and not realizing what she just said.
Oh my God, woman pissed. She was so far off.
Was Lillian upset? What do I care?
She sounded a little more embarrassed than upset.
But how many times can you ask the same question? Do you realize it took 10 minutes for her to say the 7,100 was right, but then she started adding other shit they did?
Yeah. She probably didn't really think about that herself. Put it all together like they've actually done quite a bit.
She was crying really bad. I have all of her info. I'm going to try to help her or ask Clint. I've had one guy called and said, maybe you guys should screen the problem a little better and kind of direct him on what to say to Tom so Tom doesn't, what's the word?
Oh my God, he asked so nicely.
So Tom doesn't berate him? Berate him. That's what one.
Daniel and Marcus specialized in the bereavement section. I mean, they should take it.
But I was nice in the beginning. I was just asking very simple questions. People can't answer.
100 people that listen to that call, 99 of them are going to agree 100% on how he handled it. 99.
And I tell people, I said, write stuff down.
What would you have done? What would you have done? Would you have ended it all?
I would have been much kinder and actually threw out the question.
Mark would have ended it a lot sooner. I don't have time for this. Bye.
Mark would have gave her a spatula.
And butter an airline ticket to Florida. Oh, this is
and nobody knows.
You missed out.
It's among friends.
You'll never forget it, will you?
We are not going to forget it.
I probably, in all honesty, I would have just got rid of it. Not much quicker.
In a nice way.
Oh, yeah.
No, this is Texas. Well.
I think people are smoking out there.
It is. It's 420. That's the problem. It's 420.
It feels like it. Ooh.
Finance.
Thank God we're not smoking. Speak for yourself, right?
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Interest rates remain low.
She must have just said, "Hey, I'm going to call."
That's right, just
I'm high.
I'm going to call. I'm going to call and just talk.
Don't just take my word for it. Talk to the salary-based.
I don't even know what her problem was.
So what did they do? The roof and the gutter.
We still don't know what the problem.
Yeah, that's it. What else did they do? Oh, they did the garage. And
I think really where the communications broke down, you didn't ask her a clear question. You kind of, you jumped around. You weren't direct when you asked her questions. I think he ignores it.
This is not helping.
I think he's got a filter. He just somehow hits in his brain.
He is not.
Did someone say
he goes garbage in, garbage out.
What, did you say something? Oh. Don't Bogart that joint.
What do they say? Don't what?
Bogart that joint. Who does that?
Well, it was General Bogart who was a general, but I don't know where that came from.
Wasn't it where Humphrey Bogart, the way he used to smoke, he used to like suck that cigarette home?
Oh, really?
And that's where it came from.
Oh, wow. I thought it was General Bogart.
I don't know. Why?
Yeah, I don't know where it came from.
Bogart. Find out. I don't know. That's what I thought. Do you know where the whole 9 yards come from? Oh, man, he got the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
It's not football.
It's concrete.
We thought it was football, but it predated football, so where did it come from?
No, it was the whole 9 yards. I thought it really had something to do with it.
It was like the whole 9 yards, like a big guy, big spender. Hey, but that's what it originated with.
He bought,
what did he
the
buy?
whole 9 yards. I don't know. Where is it? Where'd it come from?
Buy a suit. To make a custom tailored suit.
9 yards.
Oh, really?
Of yarn.
That's what I read. Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. K&H Windows, I mentioned they have K&H Home Solutions. I mentioned they had windows at $500 off. They also have A great special on this new siding. This is Everlast siding. Woo! This is a lifetime siding, lifetime durability. And I mean lifetime. This Everlast has a talc in it, and it has color impregnated through. It really is something that is totally waterproof, and you're getting it from a reliable company. So you're going to love this. $6,200 off your siding purchase. And when we're talking about this siding, we're talking about unbelievable siding that is durable and is color impregnated, a palette of colors. A great product at a great price now with $6,200 off your purchase. khwindows.com. khwindows.com. Or 303-421-7100. Okay, I know I'm running out of time. I got to, Ryan's got a comment on Lillian. I'm going to get to all of your calls, I promise you. It is car day as well. Hey, Ryan, what is your comment on that?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of yours, Tom. I listen to you every day.
But
all I want to say is that you get yourself worked up, and then you start talking over a lot of people.
Yeah.
And you can't hear what they're saying.
Did she answer any of my questions? That's not fair with Lillian. She answered. I gave her plenty of time. I asked her straight up.
I understand. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. But at the same time, she did bring up the fence and she did bring up the garage door.
When?
But you were, it was when you were talking over her.
No,
but,
in the
you were
beginning,
trying to get to the money.
Ryan, in the beginning,
and I understand that.
In the beginning, she never told us that he did the garage door and the fence, and I'll pull the tape.
Like the first 5 minutes.
She never told us. Never.
Well, she was trying to bring it up. But
Ryan, she said that she contracted
the money portion of it, and I understand that.
She said he didn't do what he was supposed to do. She told us what he contracted for, which was the garage, the fence, the roof, and the gutter, and some painting. She told us that. I asked her, what did he do? He did the roof and the gutter. I waited. The roof and the gutter. Did he do anything else? No. So, Ryan, I like what you're saying, and maybe sometimes I do, but I swear to you, one thing people normally never accuse me of is missing anything. I hear every single detail. Now, if she never said he did that stuff, I kept asking, what did he do? How much did you pay? These are simple questions, Ryan. I'm not asking them to conjugate verbs. You know, it's just very simple.
Homeowner. Excuse me, can you conjugate a verb? You're a function.
Yeah, I remember that.
How about the one that became a bill? Conjunction, junction, capital Hill.
So Tom, you were half right on Bogart. It was Humphrey Bogart.
But it has nothing to do with that?
No. It was the way he held his cigarette.
That's what I said. That's it.
Oh, I thought you said the way he sucked it.
When they sit down with the
No, it's the way he held it in his hand.
Yes, like this.
Exactly.
Yeah, I went like this.
Oh, okay.
And that's why they say don't vote. But I also said it was because he
sucked it real hard. No,
but why just... But when they say it about marijuana, they're not talking just about holding it. They're talking about consuming too much.
You're not supposed to keep holding it. You're supposed to take it and pass it on.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Do you know why 3 on a match is bad luck? Have you even heard that? What is it? You've never heard 3 on a match is bad luck. You like 2, but don't like. You've never heard the expression. First of all, don't look up the meaning, but look up the expression 3 on a match. I can't believe 3 on a came right up. 3 on a match. Never heard of it.
So here's the lyrics.
3 on a match is bad luck. It's a superstition. The reason, so you never heard it, but here's the reason. Because in a foxhole, if you would light up a cigarette, if you did it too long, the enemy would spot, sight, and shoot. So if you did the third one would often get shot. Because they saw the light, they look in their gun. By the time he gets to the third guy, he's dead.
Yep, it says exactly that.
3 on a match. Wow. I love derivations.
You're right.
I've given this example a million times, so you've probably heard it. Sincere. I love that one. Sincere. It means without wax.
Meantime, the civil suit against the president
I love it.
before a federal judge
Really?
in LA.
Without wax. It's Latin. Not sincere, but sincere or something. It means without wax. Because during the Renaissance, there was such a thirst for art, and that they were making statues so fast out of marble
that they couldn't do them accurately, so the artist did them so quickly, they filled in the imperfections with wax. Then they would display the statues, people who bought them for a lot of money, and then when the heat came, the wax would melt and they'd look like shit. So artists that were genuine would put up a sign that they were sincere, they were without wax. I love stuff like that. There's all kinds of shit like that. If you look it up, you wonder how did that happen? There are a lot of expressions. Throwing a wrench in the works, that's pretty easy. That just means it jams it up, right? I mean, you visualize the thing. But there are some that are difficult to understand why they say it. Okay, why do they always say an alarm goes off? And the light went off, the alarm went off.
She comes on.
Yeah, but they say it went off.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? The reason
the alarm went off.
Well, why do you park in your driveway?
Because an alarm circuit, all alarm circuits are triggered when there's a break in the circuit, when the circuit goes off. So when the door
the alarm is going off, or the alarm circuit.
I know, the alarm.
These and more questions like this.
But we say that without even thinking about it. The alarm went off, when really the alarm went on.
Sure. Jeff, do you have any of those, or you thinking?
Yeah. Cold enough to freeze the balls off a brass monkey?
Where'd that come from?
In the nautical days, most ships actually had the cannons on the.
Bullshit! Really?
They have cannons on the decks. Well, they have obviously cannonballs. You need cannonballs, but they're rounds. They roll around. They actually have a plate called a monkey where you had indentations on the plate. So to keep them from rolling around, you can stack them up in the pyramids. Well, because of the salt water, you commonly got corrosions. You didn't want the plate to be lead or iron just like you use on the balls, so they made them out of brass. That way they didn't stick together. But they constrict at different temperatures. The brass would actually get colder first, so when it was constricted, the balls would actually pop up.
Come on!
And it was called up to freeze the balls off the brass monkey.
Well, what's the brass monkey?
The monkey is the plate that has all the indentations for the balls.
Okay, why does a pirate wear an eye patch?
That's bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on
No, that's true.
They don't know for sure. They don't know for sure.
It's because they had an eye popped out in a sword fight, I think.
No, that was mine.
Makes no sense to me. Missing an eye.
No, apparently when they...
Like, what did Batman say to Robin when he wanted him to get in the car? Batman, or Robin, get in the car.
Well, at least No, they'd get in a sword fight, their hand would get cut off, they'd put a hook on it, and they'd go to scratch their eye, and then pull it out.
That makes a lot of sense.
No.
I believe it.
Well, what they say is that when they were sword fighting and they would get on top of the ship to go down and get the rest of the people, they had to go down below the deck. And so they had the bright light there, so they would have to take the thing, and now this eye would be more able to see in the dark.
Do you believe that shit?
I don't know that for sure.
I've heard that same thing. Yes.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
For dark vision. That's why they do it.
And well, World War II, that's a pilot's thing.
Yeah.
You know, they kept one.
Why Kramer wearing that badge?
Because he wanted to be a pilot.
Wow. All this and more.
Well, I got brass monkey thing. That's pretty.
That guy that just called in was crazy, though. That lady did not say any of that shit for the first 5 minutes.
No.
And she still never said what the damn problem was.
Yeah, what was she expecting? What was she
we don't know.
from the guy?
Do we know?
No, we'll call. We'll call.
That was never clear.
Yeah,
We'll have someone.
they're going to transfer that call to Mark. Why should a drill sergeant not be a therapist? Did we do that on Geico? He'd be like, Mark.
I definitely rate your company 5 out of 5 stars. Go to patriotsoftware.com to get your payroll pricing for up to 100 employees. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's patriotsoftware.com.
You guys don't. You guys come in all the time. We'll have people come in for the first time, you know, that have never seen us on Facebook, and they're just They leave here like they just left a fucking show. I mean, I'm not kidding. It's funny as hell. They just had no idea because all they ever heard was what's on air. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, that Deputy Dan's good looking.
You have the iPad on?
He instigated everything.
Tom Martino on 630 K-House.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino, your consumer advocate, fighting for you. 40 years in Denver alone, solving problems, answering questions, and taking complaints. Listen, we have a track record. Like over $100 million in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services recovered for consumers. Today is Car Day. Welcome, Car Day. This hour is brought to you by... Oh, see when you pause, see the magic of a pause? I just paused and look what it did. This brought to you by Genesis Total Exteriors. If you're looking for home improvements, you know that is a big deal on this show because people get ripped off royally, and that'll never happen. Yep, never happen with this guy. And Genesis does interiors as well. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. And please, when it comes to home improvements, you heard me talk about Lent Construction, you know, and now I'm going to give you another name, Mark Szymanski, GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509. And he's doing wind damage right now. So any kind of wind damage, he will do the complete workup and estimate for your insurance company. Before you call your insurance company, remember, that counts against you. Call Mark first, 303-679-8509. He can take care of all of it in one contract, 303-679-8509. So listen, we had Lillian call, all right? Now, we are going to help Lillian off the air. Okay, we did not just let her go. I said, tell her we can't help her, but we'll help her. In all calls having to do with contracts, what we try to discern is how much underground, underwater are you, or upside down. If you paid a certain amount and then you got a certain amount of work, what is left? That's what you're upside down. Or what has to be corrected? That's added to the upside down part. And then we take the scales and try to balance them. So you may actually be able to cut bait and finish for the amount owed, or it might cost you $500 more. Therefore, we go after the contractor for the $500, but not for the $5,000. And then many times what happens is the consumer then says, oh, well, what about this and what about that? For example, to finish the contract, they say we'll take $1,000, but it's because they're finishing it to a higher degree than the original contract. So these are very easy, logical things we do. We also do a lot of intangible things, but the logical stuff comes down to numbers. And it mystifies me how some people cannot answer simple, straightforward questions. And when people say, I don't get it, I get it. I never miss straightforward details. I don't miss them. Now, I may ask again, because I forgot you told me. But here's the point, is that we asked Lillian what work was done. And she said nothing except the roof and the gutter. And I said, okay. So then, did he get paid for that? How much was it? And I was like pulling teeth. Then she said, well, you know, something about the garage door. I said, he did the garage door? That was the first time any of us heard that. And then we went back and checked. And we know that is a fact. And everyone agrees. Then she said, the fence. So here's the point. In Lillian's case, it could be that this guy was actually paid enough and she's not upside down. But we now have to figure out what needs to be redone. Or the additional work that has to be done, she wants done without dipping into her deductible. You see, because people think when I run out of insurance money, I'm done. Oh, no, you're not. There's another $1,000 in many cases in that deductible. So Mike's got a comment on that call. That's why I gave that prerequisite. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I think you gave her a fair shake. But remember, communication is an art, not a science. And I think there's two possible explanations. Either she was confused or she was being evasive.
I don't think she was being evasive in this case, but you're right. In many cases, people try to tell us just enough to get us worked up.
Well, maybe there's a little insurance scam going on. I'm not saying anything like that, but who knows?
But thank you. Now, another thing about interrupting. Yes, I interrupt people. Sometimes it's not called for, sometimes. But most of the time, it's because I know where they're going. For example, they say, well, you know, it all started blah, 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 blah. And I know exactly what I need to know. So I say, hold on, tell me this. Now, if the story's interesting, I won't do that. I'll let them rant and go on. If the story's not interesting, I want to get to the point. So yes, many times I interrupt. But I don't think, I might be wrong, I don't think I interrupt for the sake of interruption. I usually make a point and then let them move on, and I will often say, now continue. But in any case, listen, it's what I've been doing. I think it's too late to change, although I think there's always room for improvement. What were you going to say, Mark?
Well, if we didn't interrupt sometimes, my God, we'd have the same guy on that called a year ago.
No.
Or you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Seriously, some people don't stop.
Now, Katie, I said we were taking after the break, and Katie, this apartment complex is trying to get $6 grand from you in unpaid rent.
Yeah, well, I had broke my lease early, and they told me I could pay an early termination fee.
Can you
of
tell me?
$300.
Can you tell me when you started living there?
I started living there in 2012, September 7th.
Okay, so September 7th, 2012, and then when did you? How long was your lease that you signed at that time?
I signed yearly leases, and I stayed there till 2017.
Now, in 2017, you wanted out early?
Yes.
Okay, so when would it have expired?
It would have expired August 2017.
And when did you leave?
I moved out March 2017.
And what did they say? Oh, you're going to have to pay a penalty, right?
Yes.
And what did you do?
They said that I would pay a $300 early termination fee,
Do you have that in writing?
I don't, but it is on my court paperwork. It says releasing fee of $300, and they're charging me almost $5,000 for unpaid rent.
Now, hold on. Did you sign an agreement with them when you left, or did you just leave after paying the $300?
I just left.
Okay,
I didn't
so
sign an agreement. It was with Betsy, was her name.
Is there something in writing about the $300?
No.
So let me get this straight. You wrote something saying, I want out early, or you told them, and they said, well, you're going to have to pay an early termination fee.
Yes, and give them a 3-month notice. So I gave them a notice in January of 2017 that I was going to move out in May.
Okay, so January 2017,
March.
And you moved out in March.
Yes.
And you paid $300. Now the next most important question: did they re-rent it?
I drove past the apartment in May of 2017 because my son was still going to a school close to there, and someone else was living in the apartment.
Okay.
I don't have it in writing. I don't have really any proof of that.
Part of your right, because you're being sued, is to get this information in discovery. You're allowed to get this information. Now, in small claims court, you do that in court. You do that with questioning. In other court, you subpoena it. But here's the deal. You need to know what their actual loss was. Here's the problem with your $300, guys. It's obvious, isn't it? You don't have a written agreement. That manager could say, oh, yeah, the $300 is to put it back up for rent and the ads and all that, but we still have a right to collect rent. So are they collecting the entire month's rent from you from the time you left?
Yes.
They're trying to collect all the way through it would have ended.
Yeah, from March 3rd until August 31st.
So they're going March, April, May, June, July, August. 6 months of rent.
Yes.
Does it add up, the 6 months?
Yeah, it's about $4,700.
Okay, so you're going to have to go and defend yourself. But okay. I don't know. See, here's what you're going to have to ask. You're going to have to ask when they rented it, and you're going to talk to the judge. Is it small claims court first?
Okay.
Is it? No, I'm asking. Is it small?
Yes. Yes, this is summons to small claims court. Yes.
So then
County
this is
Court,
going to be
Jefferson County.
That's relaxed. You're going to go and say, Your Honor, I think it's fair to ask what losses they incurred. I paid $300 as noted in their lawsuit, and I left in March. I thought that $300 would take care of it. But if they rented it out in April or May, don't you think I should get credit for that? Because they're
double renting it.
Exactly. You know, okay, logic. Now, normally they won't allow somebody to collect on what's called the strict enforcement, you know, because they've already gotten paid. But the judge could say, well, it was a contract, it was an agreement, no matter what. I don't think so, though. A specific performance is when they say, you specifically said you're going to pay them and you have to, but you couldn't have lived there if you wanted to after a certain amount. So the only thing they probably could collect, in my opinion, talking to you as a friend, I would say maybe if they had to put up more than $300 in cleaning fees and ads and showing the place.
All that in there too. They want me to pay to replace the carpet and replace the vinyl, and the bathtub needed to be replaced.
Well, you're going to have a fight on your hands. You know that, right? I mean, it's not going to be automatic. This is going to.
I need someone to represent me.
No, in small
I'm
claim.
a single mom with 2 kids, and
in small claims court, you don't need an attorney. In fact, they don't allow attorneys, so they won't have one either.
Okay.
Now, let's talk about the worst case scenario. The very worst. You could do a bankruptcy. That's what it's made for. That's exactly what it's made for. You're a single mom with 2 kids, and if you get slapped with a $6,000 judgment, you're never going to be able to pay it. Do you work?
I do work, yeah. I mean, both my kids are disabled, so I work as much as I can.
Now, Katie, this is exactly what bankruptcy is made for. So if this happens and they get a $6,000 judgment against you, then we're going to help you through this filing and see if we can get you a break. Really, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it if that happens. But I don't think it will. But for you, it doesn't matter if it's $6,000 or if it's $600. Really, I don't hear you have anything to pay for a judgment, do you?
No, I don't. I mean, I live paycheck to paycheck. I mean, one of my kids is on Social Security, so that helps a lot. But
you have to tell the judge all this. There's nothing wrong with telling the judge your real situation, and then tell them that you realize if they have actual losses, you might be responsible for them. But
yeah, I mean, I do realize that. I'm not trying to get out of everything, but I just kind of feel like.
Why did you have to leave early?
Because I couldn't pay the rent. I ended up moving in with my mother.
Okay. Katie, be prepared for a bankruptcy. Really, I mean, it'll be over after that. And I have a feeling you're going to have a very simple bankruptcy. It's not going to be much, and you won't have anybody protesting it.
Okay.
But I want you to take a number where you can reach us. Suzanne, well, 303 Martino, she can. But just reference this call, and we'll help you. I just don't think it's worth getting all upset about. What about, well, anyway. So I was thinking, what about an attorney? But there's really nothing we can do about it at this point. She's, it's just the way it is. Century RV, 32,000 square foot indoor facility, CenturyRV.com. If you're looking for an RV, Mark got his there. He loves the place. They have a service department in the north location. That's on the 119 turnoff on I-25 north of Denver. That's the Longmont turnoff. They also have new and used RVs up there, and they have new and used RVs in the facility in Lakewood, just north of 6th Avenue, between Kipling and Sims, and it's next to Woodley. CenturyRV.com.
This report is brought to you by Lowe's.
There's a few slow spots to watch out for. You drive across.
Now that woman, I truly feel sorry. Now, her bathtub, why the hell would they say you got to pay for the bathtub?
Can they just start throwing stuff in and say,
well, they do. That's what they do.
That's what they do. But can you be held to have to read?
No, I mean, the judge will want to.
Because it was used when she got it.
Hopefully she took pictures.
Yeah, I got to call her, man. Well, you got to do it. Yeah.
No, I'm going to do it. I'm mostly cloudy.
I don't know if they do or not.
Traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30 K now. But how often do they have this? All the time. Outdoor projects.
They might have a lot right now. I got to call and ask her. That whole thing with her husband just kind of, I know, poor thing.
Selection varies by location. See store for details. USO.
cute. She's a nice woman. Remember she was here falling asleep?
No, I wasn't here. Oh my goodness.
Of course I do that to you.
That's funny, actually.
Can't fix something.
Commonly.
Yeah, but I must have a really big butt, because every time I leave a conversation and walk away, somebody always whispers, man, what an ass.
That's pretty good. You just turn around and say thank you.
Learn how NAD can improve your health with a free NAD consultation at Grossman Wellness through.
Hey Tom, I go the whole 9 yards. It says World War II fighter pilots received a 9-yard chain of ammunition.
Oh yeah, there's a whole host of those, about 9. But when people use it, you got to look at how they use it in the context. They use the whole 9 yards, not like they're beating someone up. Oh, he used the whole 9 yards. They say specifically the guys who spend money or a big meal or something really lavish. They say, oh, the whole 9 yards. But there is another one that talked about football derivation, and then another one talked about.
You're right.
What's that? There's a whole bunch. What are the other ones?
No, I didn't say that, but you're right. I'm sure.
On Wikipedia, they have a whole bunch of them.
Really? Cat out your tongue.
Okay, how'd that one?
They think back in the old days and stuff when they used to whip them with the cat of 9 tails. After they're done, they were so much in pain that they were speechless.
Or I always thought it's when they cut your tongue out.
That's the other one they said.
Why would it
and
say
they would use the cat.
Because they feed it to the cat.
So the cat has a tongue.
Yeah.
Ah!
They still do that in Texas.
No,
It's
taxes.
not any
They're saying
offense in Texas
taxes.
if you call the wire stuff in your pocket.
How was that one with the license
Friday
plate?
at 4 o'clock from what I
We
record.
see that last night.
We should come up with an expression that means nothing. But make
Just
believe,
trying to make it big.
make believe it does mean something. And come up with a whole fake derivation.
I like that.
And then
And we create the origin.
303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Frank's got a tranny issue. And again, we're talking transmissions, I suspect. Frank, what's happening?
Hey, Tom.
What's going on, man?
Hey, buddy. I've listened to you since I lived in New York on WABC.
Yeah, WABC. I love that station. So where'd you live in New York?
The South Bronx, South Fordham Road.
Cool. So what's going on, man?
Hey, I've got a 2000 Chevy Silverado.
Yeah.
It's a 4-wheel drive, 1-ton, automatic, 454.
You guys getting all this?
I've had the transmission completely gone through.
Now, when you say gone through, what do you mean?
Completely rebuilt.
Okay. And how much did that cost?
$2,800.
Is that about right, guys, for that?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, now what?
Okay, the problem I have is in the summertime when I'm driving in drive,
Yep.
between 55 and 65, it downshifts to third gear.
Oh, I thought you were going to say overheating. Downshift.
Well, that is actually an overheating problem. If that's a 480E, and if that transmission temperature reads too hot, it'll eliminate fourth gear and knock it down to third in order to raise RPM and increase cooling.
I thought it would be just the opposite. More RPM would cause more strain.
You're going to get more circulation going through the cooler at the lower RPM. So if it gets too hot, it will knock out fourth and knock you down to third.
So it's overheating. He needs a bigger cooler or an auxiliary?
Potentially, or find out why that tranny is overheating. I mean, the cooler itself could be restricted. Lockup might be slipping. You're creating too much heat, so it's actually defaulting and knocking it into third gear.
Do you ever put on auxiliary coolers?
Auxiliary coolers all the time.
Somebody told me I need to flush my transmission.
Well, the fluid might be old and tired. Guys, coolant could be an issue, but it's more likely.
It's more likely you've got another issue, either creating heat or it's getting a false signal that it thinks it's too hot.
When was the last time you serviced this rebuild?
Oh, probably about 20,000 miles ago.
Yeah, well, you're due for that if nothing else. But typically, services don't solve problems. It's maintenance, just like engine oil.
How can you tell if you have adequate cooling? And you're going to tell me something simple. If it overheats, you don't have adequate cooling.
Well, that's one. But there's also, we do flow testing.
What does that mean?
We actually want to see a certain amount of fluid coming through the cooler lines over a certain amount of time. So you generate about a quart for every 20 seconds.
And if you don't,
then you've got a restriction someplace, and we've got to find it.
Okay, so adding a cooler doesn't always help.
No, adding a cooler, if you've got another problem, adding a cooler, all you're trying to do is hide whatever problem you've got.
So first what you would do for Frank is to make sure he doesn't have another problem.
Correct.
And then you would recommend now either an auxiliary cooler, or can you enhance the existing cooler?
Usually you put an auxiliary cooler and plumb it in line.
Well, Frank, doesn't that all make sense?
Okay, when it does it, I pull over, I shut my vehicle off for about a minute or two, I start it back up, it drives fine.
For how long, though?
Oh, it's not very long, and then it downshifts.
Yeah, well,
again.
that sounds like heat. It's cooling down. That's what it sounds like to me. 303-713-8255. Robert, what's going on?
Hello?
What's happening, Robert?
Oh, I didn't hear you. Anyway, I've got an issue with the City of Commerce City Code Enforcement.
Okay.
I don't know if you can help me.
Well, you know, we can discuss it. Sometimes just discussing it when people find out about it, it does wonders. Sometimes it does nothing. So let's just talk about your situation. What's going on?
Well, I was in a code violation. I know I was in a code violation.
And what is it for? Code violation for what?
I was getting ready to go ahead and build a garage. I had a lot of building materials around. On top of that, I was growing marijuana in my backyard.
So, but is growing marijuana illegal?
Outside.
It is? Okay. Building materials and growing. What else?
They charged me for inoperable vehicles because I didn't put the tabs on my license plate.
Okay, so building materials, growing, and inop vehicles. Okay, what else? That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's going on now?
Well, I feel that the city was acting in a biased manner or discriminated against me because I was charged for the marijuana grow, yet my neighbor was not.
Okay, now, I was going to ask you how discriminated against, because here's why. And this is a very queer thing to discuss because people don't understand it, and that is this. When it comes to enforcement, a defense is not selective enforcement. Okay? It's not a defense. No matter what, it's never a defense. Well, you didn't do it to them. You didn't do it to them. What is a defense is if it's selective enforcement for discrimination. So, to have a discrimination case, you have to be legally discriminated against for very specific things. Were you discriminated against because of your color, of your race, of your national origin, of your age, of your sex? Were you?
Not that I know of.
So, why do you think they're picking on you and not your neighbor or not someone else? Why? What do you think's going on?
I have a problem with code enforcement violating all of their own rules and regulations.
But what do you mean by that? Did one day you go after them, or they can, like, where did it start?
Oh yeah, this has been going on for 14 years.
Okay, that's I suspected, Robert. When did it start, though? What happened?
Well, originally it started way back in 2005.
And what happened?
When I started going ahead and getting ready to build my garage, I own half the property. I own half the street and the sidewalk on the back side of my property.
And?
I talked to you about this back then.
What happened?
I still own the property.
Yeah, but what was the problem is what I'm asking, Robert. What was the problem? You told me you were getting ready to build a garage, but you did not tell me the problem.
Well, okay, that was back then.
What was the problem back then?
My code, I had deposits of junk is what they call it. My building materials.
All right, gotcha. So here's what I think. I think since then and through the years, I'm just going to use layman's terms, they think you're a pain in the ass, and they, you know what? This happens, and you're right. They do get a thing for you. where they want to go after you. They do. And they say, oh, Robert's up to it again. Get his ass in court. You know, and you're right. And one issue with a neighbor or someone down the street, they won't do anything with. Robert, it's serious. It happens. And you know what? Oddly enough, there is really nothing you can do about it unless you are truly guiltless, truly, and they're making things up, and they're just harassing you. But, Robert, I
do have one other question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. They were in violation of all of their own rules and regulations when they came after my property.
Like, give me an example of what rule or what were they violating?
Okay, their law is basically if they're going to come out and search, they must notify you within 24 hours that they're going to obtain a search. If you deny the search, they must give you a written notice, at least giving you a 24-hour advance notice that they're going to obtain a search warrant.
Okay,
and come onto your property.
I'm taking your word at this. Now, is that written somewhere?
Yes.
Where?
It's in their law. It's in the Commerce City Code.
Okay, so
if you'll read section 3001.
Robert, that's fine. But when you brought this up and said you guys did not give me this notice, then what?
I took it. I went into court with it. And
well, what do you mean you went into court? When they cited you, that's what you used as a defense, or did you sue them?
I have not gone after them yet. I don't know what to do.
Well, when you said you went into court, that's what I'm trying to find out. What do you mean you went into court?
Did they issued a summons?
Okay, and so in your defense, you said, Your Honor, they broke their own rule and they did not give me notice for the search. Is that correct?
Yes.
What did the judge say?
Well, the judge asked the prosecuting attorney what he wanted to do, and the prosecuting said, "We'll muddle through it."
Okay, then what?
I got convicted.
Okay, so Robert, you were in a court of law, and they must have decided that that was not a right. It was something that they violated, but not a right. In other words, first of all, I don't know what you mean by a search, because usually if it's for a criminal thing, searches are very strict. I mean, you have to have you have to have a lot going for you to get a search warrant. Do they use search warrants?
This is what I'm saying. I didn't. They violated everything.
Robert.
Every one of their laws.
But Robert, I understand. You don't even have to say it again. They violated their rules and regulations. There are no laws regarding this. There are laws regarding searches. And here's what I'm thinking. It's not a criminal matter. And this has come up not just with you, but with other people, where they suspect marijuana grows and stuff. They come up and say, we are doing a search for code violation. It's not a criminal search, so we don't need a search warrant. I understand this, Robert. In fact, I believe the whole issue will someday be brought up to the Supreme Court, because it is a gray area. And with you, they're using code violations as an excuse to come after you. And you're saying
they had a search warrant.
Oh,
wait
a minute.
Actual search warrant signed by a judge.
Then this is totally different, because with an actual search warrant, they don't have to give you a warning for anything.
But it states in their laws that they do.
No, they don't. Not with a search warrant. You're reading two different searches. One is for code violations. They want to come on and look around.
It's for a code violation.
I've never heard of a judge issuing a search warrant for a code violation. They suspected.
This is my problem.
Robert, I think they suspected a crime in order to get a search warrant. Okay, I'll tell you what. Robert, give me a copy of the search warrant.
Okay, I have it. I have it here with me.
Send it to me. Send it to me. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. You send it to me, and then I'll contact you.
They have these things called no-knock search warrants, and then, of course, a search warrant, they can give it to you at any time.
But, Mark, with a search warrant, I've never heard, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, I've never heard of a search warrant for a code violation. However, I guess if it's egregious enough,
marijuana,
then it could be considered a crime. But if it is, here's what I want to tell you, and I will look at it, Robert, but here's what I want to tell you. If it is truly a search warrant, you're confusing the city code, because they never have to give you ever notice. Can you imagine if Commerce City...
in there.
Robert, that is for a civil search. It's not for crime. When they get one issued by a judge, they don't go and ask politely if they may search and then come back 24 hours later. Do you understand how ridiculous you sound? The one that you're talking about in city code, I doubt, is talking about criminal searches. charges. It's talking about other official and violations and code enforcement and zoning. God Almighty, can't you see that by common sense? That if a judge issues a search warrant, you really expect them to ask you if they're allowed to come on? Is that what you're asking, Robert? Are you upset because they got a search warrant from a judge and did not give you 24 hours? Is that what you're upset about?
No.
Well, then
I'm upset about, I got no notice of violation.
Okay, when they searched
they're supposed to give you a notice of violation of municipal code.
Not with that search warrant. Not with that search warrant. They don't. Not with that search warrant. A search warrant, they don't have to give you notice of anything. If they suspect a crime, they do not have to give you notice.
And the judge already explained this to him. He was in court.
Listen, you send me the search warrant, okay, Robert? But I know what they're saying. You're a nut. And you are kind of a nut. Because you think that you're Johnny, Mr. Lawyer. I looked at them. They're violating their own rules, and nobody will enforce it. And what you're looking at, you're confusing things. When ordinary zoning officers go, and they have to come, and they want to look through your property, they're supposed to do it in a courteous way. They're supposed to ask you. If you won't let them, then they go away, and they come back. But in your case, I don't think it was a normal zoning search. That's all I'm saying. And everyone listening, I don't think it's a normal zoning search. I think it was something different. And no, they don't. Oh, O.J. Simpson, by the way, we suspect that you're hurting or murdering people. We're going to go and give you 24 hours to get ready. Then we're going to come and search for evidence. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. We have more coming up. Okay. Again, home improvements. Why do I stress it? Because we're talking about something very serious where people get ripped off all the time. And I'm proud again to tell you about Lent Construction. Now, Lent Construction is a cut above the other contractors, and you'll see why. When he does a bid for you, it's a line-by-line bid. He respects you, he respects your budget, and he respects himself. A line-by-line for everything. You know what? A lot of contractors, they give an allowance. They say for floor coverings, you have an allowance. For the counters, you have an allowance. For cabinets, you have an allowance. Do you know why? They put in an artificially low allowance. And then at the end, they say, well, you went over budget, over budget, over budget, over budget. So what looked like a great estimate turned out to be the most expensive. Lent Construction does not play games. First of all, they look at your plans, or they come up with plans with you on a value-based proposition. It's called value engineering. What he does is looks at it and says, how can I do this efficiently? How can I do this still and give them every bang for their buck, but on a budget? Then he does a line-by-line item, so there are no surprises. Lent Construction. We are proud to have Jack Lent, part of the referral list at referralist.com. You won't go wrong with your construction project with Lent Construction. 720-744-2885. Don't take chances with guys out of Angie's List and other places. Go to someone that we have checked out and know. 720-744-2885, Lent Construction.
This is Denver's Talk Station. With Russ Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW Denver.
He's fired up, man. Wow. When we start putting a picture on the nut, when he says, you guys put
shares of apples snacking today, contributing to much of the Dow's
losses. Growing pot illegally, and they got a warrant and didn't warn me they were coming. And not tell me I was coming. I would have had.
You know what warrant means?
That was good pot too, man. The buds were really big, and I was ready to harvest, man. That was not okay.
Freedom when it comes to their wardrobe and under a new pilot program, less than
oh my
stores.
God.
Workers can ditch the khakis or black denim pants. Instead, they can wear blue jeans.
Yeah, it's wild, isn't it?
Shirts
It's wild.
Choosing rather than solid blue or white shirts. The company's communications director says Walmart is always paying attention to its associates and their feedback and is willing to test out their ideas. For this program, like there is no end date. Back in
Look how much stock looks like it's all over crazy.
Dress code when it let employees with physically demanding jobs to wear T-shirts.
We're just waiting for 3 o'clock to come, huh?
If you ever want to buy a house or a car, you're going to want to know your credit score.
If there's a mistake on your credit reports, you could pay more in interest rates and fees than
That was making the news.
Where can you go online to quickly get your credit score and credit report?
They had a lot of problems with it.
Well,
they released the 8 and the 10 at the same fucking time. I can't for the life of me understand what they were
Somebody told me that what they did. I was like, no, you're not.
Would you rather spend $699 or $1,000?
CreditKarma.com/radio.
There's no $1,200.
I would have been happy to sell it to you.
Those were the minimum.
Metro area right now. Southbound 225 after you have 70.
Yeah,
Crash there.
those are the 64
I
megabytes.
don't understand why people have such a freaking need to come up
approaching
with
the
the next
Bama.
new.
It's off to the shoulder now.
I gotta get the new. I don't care.
They got caught up. Why do people drive a BMW?
Because they're idiots.
Well, some people like them.
Activations there.
It's a
I go 2 years on
55 tonight. A rain snow mix possible overnight. A low 34.
I actually won't end up going that far on because I actually hate this
High near
phone,
50
so
right now. Cloudy and 55.
What do you got?
I went dead.
D20.
My 7 gave up the
what?
D20.
I had a V10, and then I switched back to the Samsung. What's $28?
No.
Oh, $28, big deal. You know what I'm all on?
2%.
Are you worried
$28
about
at Amazon?
data loss or
What's it
costly
down?
downtime to your
What's
business?
it, 15
You probably
months?
should be, which is why you need to speak with my friends
Oh,
at
it's
Machine Logic. Machine Logic
I was
is a
15,
award-winning IT firm delivering the
I'm
industry's
up.
leading solutions.
I was
to
up
solve
19% this
Their
morning on
expert
Amazon.
team will identify vulnerabilities in your
For-
IT system
since
and
purchase.
implement the best technology to protect
I
your
still
business.
say it's
while
$2,000
staying within your
by the end of this
Don't
year.
let downtime hurt your business. Start protecting
No,
your
I
company
didn't say
today
could.
by visiting machinelogic.com. That's machinelogic.com. You're a serial entrepreneur. Why do companies say
So our new saying is, hit the bucket.
free quote?
Where's that come from? Mark missing the bucket and buying lunch.
Missed the bucket.
No, that means
How about shit the bucket?
Seriously.
Oh, we can't say that on air, though.
Free quote simply means their prices are high.
Hit the ham.
That's why we proudly display our prices for
There is
payroll
one
on
about it.
PatriotSoftware.com.
Is there?
For example, basic
How
payroll
about
for one employee is
an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
How about phony baloney?
Phony baloney.
Oh, that's a good
You
one.
can see our exact payroll pricing for any size company up to 100 employees.
How about,
Go to PatriotSoftware.com and use
Please
promo
this
code
punch.
radio to get 2 months of payroll free.
How about I coined the phrase?
I
I coined the phrase.
Usually punch comes from, remember the Punch and Judy, there were, in the Middle Ages, there were a couple puppets.
Oh, okay.
Oh. What you learn here? It's just
Here, 303-713-TALK. It is car day, of course. Pro Auto Care is with us, and Kimmer Transmission and Honest Accurate Auto. So we'll get to some of those, but there were so many people calling about other things, so let's go to the phones, okay? And let's talk about Robert. Okay, Robert, what's happening? Oh, Robert? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I just had a quick question. I know you have Timber transmissions in there. I was wondering the recommendation of a 2008 Chevy Tahoe as far as moving forward with transmission services.
All right, so talk about it, though. How many miles on this 08?
It's got 123,000 miles, and I'm debating whether doing a pan-down filter change versus what I would assume they are using as a back flush or a standard transmission flush.
What do you guys think, Bola? You got any specific thoughts? Do you like those? Do you think 08 Chevy Tahoe's worth investing in?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. 123,000 miles if he's taking good care of it. You know, you're talking about a little bit of maintenance. There are machines out there that'll do the flush without actually putting pressure to the transmission. It's a good way to get the majority of the fluid out of there. Have you been maintaining it so far? When was the last time you had a service done?
Yeah, we just recently paid the vehicle off, and the service is up to date.
Did you have it from new?
We did not.
Okay. Jeff, what do you think?
I was just wondering what the recommendation, if we do a pan down with filter or if a standard flush.
Well, my recommendation is always a pan down with filter. You know, you're going to be able to monitor debris in there and see what that fluid looks like. You can still do a flush afterward if it looks like it's something we would want to circulate the rest of the fluid out. But if you don't drop the pan, you don't know what's going on in there. And with all the new dispersants and detergents and antioxidants and everything else, you can actually end up causing yourself more grief. There are times where we've actually dropped pans. We've found that there's issues going on there, and if the customer elects not to go forward, we'll actually end up putting the fluid back in so that we don't create other issues.
And is that something Timber would be willing to do, or?
Yeah, that's not a problem.
They're on Jordan and Arapahoe.
Yep, 6830 South Jordan
And
Road.
Second question.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead.
50% off coupon that you were advertising.
Oh!
Yeah, you go ahead and mention it when you give me a shout at the shop. 303-693-1400.
Okay, say the number again. I walked on you.
303-693-1400.
And Suzanne can repeat that, Robert. That's 50% off maintenance. Wow, that's going to be a good deal for the 08 Chevy Tahoe. And they're just south on Jordan on the left there, okay? It's Kimmer Transmission. Okay, Eric's got a general comment on roofers. Go ahead, Eric.
Hey, Don. So,
yes, sir.
You know, this lovely little windstorm we had a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Boy, I mean, before the wind even died down, the first roofers were in my neighborhood going door to door. And my entire neighborhood is posted, no solicitation of any type. They didn't care. I had one guy come to my door, and when I pointed to the sign on my own house that says no soliciting, he goes, well, but isn't your roof more important? And the next day, I had one come up and knock on the door. My wife answered the door. She said, hey, you want to come deal with this guy? And the guy actually had the nerve to tell me, he goes, well, we were referred by your homeowners association. And I looked at him, I said, really? I said, who referred you from the homeowners association? Well, the board president did. And I said, oh. I said, well, what's his name? And the guy hemmed and hawed, and I handed him my business card.
Bottom line is what? So bottom line is what?
I can't believe how scummy these people are getting. I mean, they're getting worse.
Well, you know, going to the door in itself is not scummy. It's the tactics they employ when they say, you know, you have to sign this in order to give us approval to get on the roof, and you're signing a contract and stuff like that.
I'm curious, did he have damage?
Did you have damage?
Or the neighborhood in general?
I do. Excel's coming out this afternoon.
You know, we were out of town. I didn't even think to look. It was that windy this last week.
Oh, my God, it was terrible. 100-mile-an-hour gusts in some areas at some times. Tom, what's going on with you?
Well, I just wanted to say Spike Roofing is fantastic.
Good. I'm glad you had a good experience on the referral list.
We had them come out, give us an estimate. We didn't have insurance handle any of it. And he came by the next day, showed my wife some color samples. A week later, after getting the permits and everything, they had the roof stripped, and they had 95% of it done in one day. It took 2 hours the next day. So when I hear people on your show saying, well, 3 months and they haven't finished.
I know. It's ridiculous. Tom, thank you so much. That's referralist.com, of course. He has a car question. So, Tom, hang on for that car question. If you're looking for an assisted living place where one price pays for everything, between $4,000 and $5,000 in rent, I don't know the exact amount, but, of course, Social Security is taken and all that, Farrell Johnson and her husband, her deceased husband, just passed away. Our sympathies to Farrell. They built these places for assisted living, 2 in Centennial, 1 in Wheat Ridge. They have some that specialize in Alzheimer's, dementia, and memory care with skilled help. And they also have patios, large landscape yards, spacious bathrooms, and everything is included for the rent. You can take a pet in some cases, your own furniture, or theirs. 303-795-0784, 795-0784. GoldenOrchard.com.
This report is brought to you by...
There's a couple of highway crashes adding to delays across the metro area right now. Southbound 225 after Yosemite got a crash there in the left lane. Backups to Parker. Crash being planned at 70 at Havana. What?
No, he's over here trying to
reached over to put his hand on it. I was like, whoa.
Over here a little too frisky.
So, the cat got your tongue, they say. One of them could have been...
They would always, witches would always threaten to take their...
Yeah, your tongue. Talk about. How about rule of thumb?
Well, I've heard that was from like the old Elizabethan days where there used to be a rule.
What?
Elizabethan type era.
Yeah, there was a rule.
Where you when you were angry with your wife or kids, you could not, without With a stick no longer than the width of your thumb.
No wider than the width of your thumb.
What did it say?
It didn't say how long. You said
Oh, did I say long? Yeah. No.
So, Judge,
No,
and
less than larger.
wait a minute. His name, hold on. He was nicknamed Judge Thumb, nicknamed because he said this. He made a ruling, Sir Francis Buller, in 1782, ruled it's okay to beat your wife, but the stick has to be
no larger than
whoever you are, yeah. So if you're, yeah. So you would measure your thumb, and it was called the rule of thumb. Get out of here.
Yeah, right here.
And
yeah.
then,
Right here.
as pleased as punch.
I wonder if it worked on the wife.
Please, this punch has got to come back to some kind
You know
of.
what you tell them about punch guys?
Yeah.
Nothing you haven't told her twice already.
A normal, decent
Where Punch used to kill the other.
Oh my
and
God.
he's always
yeah.
happy with himself. They said he eats his punch.
Wait.
Punch and Judy, they were puppets. Yeah, husband and wife puppets.
And he used to beat her with his thumb.
I still don't get that. So you can beat her with what?
A stick, because be no longer big round than your thumb.
Well, how the hell would you beat someone with a stick that's as big as my thumb?
No.
Have you ever had a teacher
Round, not long.
Not long. He keeps saying long. The stick
I keep saying larger.
You can have a
I never
stick
said
like
long.
this.
Oh, I see
but
what
it can
you're
only
saying.
It has to be your thumb.
Oh my God, that hurt like hell. That's like breaking off your own switch.
Yeah, I'm not good days.
Find a piece of oak.
Go get me a stick.
Well,
then you look at it, he was like, "Oh, that one's too thin."
Yeah. Who invented that?
I may have told you this one already, but if you're going balls out or you're going balls to the wall.
Mr. Punch.
Oh, that's a good
The
one.
puppet Mr. Punch was only happy when he was beating his wife. And that, so it says it's pleased as Punch.
Pleased as punch. But he's beating his wife. Oh my God.
These are anti-women, I see.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK. Let's talk to who? Oh, yes, Tom. He has a car question. Go ahead, Tom. And we have time for more questions. You can get right through 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Tom, you have a car question? Go ahead, sir.
Yes, I have a 2012 Fiat 500. There's no dipstick to check the automatic transmission fluid. I wonder what type of maintenance do I need to do on that, and how do you know if it's getting low? And
I heard more and more people saying they don't have dipsticks.
More and more vehicles are coming out without them.
Why?
That's true.
Why?
They're just trying to keep the customer out of it, literally.
Well, shouldn't you check it now?
But why? Why? What's their thought process?
Well, the original idea is that you have to bring it in for maintenance. It keeps people from doing their own stuff, in a sense. And you look at the Fiat where you actually check it through the differential hole, the speedometer hole inside there, and there's actually a special tool, which is a dipstick. But the cost of it, I mean, not everybody's going to go out and buy this dipstick to put inside their car. So, yeah, you have to take the body pan off the bottom of the transmission, then you would... or from underneath the transmission, rather. You have to pull the plug out of the top of the differential, and then you check it through there while it's running and hot.
Wow.
Yeah,
or
make
bring
fun
it
for
to
you.
Jeff.
Or you make it, yeah, that way we get to burn ourselves.
Okay, how often should that be checked or have the fluid changed?
You know, are you having somebody else change your engine oil?
Yeah, I'm still doing that at the dealership at the moment because I bought the...
Well, if it's at the dealership, then they definitely have the tool and make a concerted effort to make sure that they're checking your fluid for you. But transmissions don't burn oil like an engine does, so if you're losing fluid, you've got a leak someplace.
Bola, do you guys at Honest Accurate do all this stuff too?
We absolutely do.
2 shops in the Springs.
Okay, Craig. What's happening, Craig? We have open lines right now, 303-713-TALK. Go ahead, Craig.
Hey, Tom, I just wanted to tell you that I used Referral List to find a great bathroom remodel contractor all about bathrooms.
Yes,
Jim and Cheryl did a great job for us, and I just I hear all the stories on your show.
Oh, we're so happy to have them.
Wait till you see the new Referral List launching soon.
Craig, we're so happy that you said this because, again, we've been mentioning home improvements, right? Why take a chance? We have not had any problems with our home improvement contractors. It's amazing. I mean, and certainly you're not going to have people taking money and running. You can get right through at 713-TALK, 713-8255. Al, at your seminar tomorrow, what time does it start? 9?
9 o'clock.
And it's at the Littleton store south of Bowles on Santa Fe.
That's right.
On the east side. What is you think, of all the stuff, and I want to go to this call, but of all the stuff you talk about surprises people the most? Was there anything people said,
a lot of them
anything,
really,
though, anything that comes to mind?
Yeah, a lot of them didn't know how a timing belt works. It's still even to this day.
Do you show a cutaway?
Yeah, we have
of
a
an
display. Yeah, we
now
have a display.
that's cool.
And we show them that piece. We talk about the guides and attenders. Jump-starting cars. A lot of people don't know that a battery can blow up.
Wow.
You have gas that comes out of your battery. Look at your warning label. It's explosive. Doesn't happen that often, but it can.
Alan, what's going on with you, Alan?
Yeah, I got an Audi Q5. It's a 2015 with a TDI. Had the it's the diesel.
What's a TDI? What's TDI?
It's the diesel model with the diesel engine.
All right.
Yeah, it had the big recall with a Volkswagen and everything.
Right.
And just curious if you had any opinions from the guys if that value is going to maintain or stay the same, go up, go down. Any feelings on that?
What's the recall?
Oh, that was that diesel scam.
The cheating on the emissions.
Well, they made you have to turn it back in. You can't
I kept mine.
Well, okay. If you ever move to a place where there's emissions, you'll never register.
Did they make them turn it in?
Yes.
No, they have a repair for those.
For the Audi.
For the Audi Q5 with the diesel.
Oh, I'm taking the Volkswagen.
Oh, okay,
Right.
okay. Darius, what's happening? Darius.
Yes, I'm asking about the diesel emissions fluid that's on the new Chevy Colorados. It's got the turbo diesel in it.
And it has a fluid in the emissions system?
The DEF fluid, the diesel exhaust fluid.
What is it?
It's something to knock down emissions so they get better high mileage.
So they filter the gases through it?
They actually collect the soot as the vehicle and the particulate, and it's through a catalytic converter, and then they introduce this DEF fluid to burn it off.
Did you have a question about it, Darius?
I do. Does it void my warranty if I delete that program on the Chevy Colorados? And that's what everybody's talking about online.
Most likely, plus
also,
it's also...
where's the cheapest place to buy that?
By the way, it would fail inspection if you alter.
It'll fail inspection if it gets a federal
You can
law.
buy them all parts stores, even Home Depot selling DEF fluid.
Man, Phil had a great discussion. We're not going to get to auto transmissions versus automatic, manual versus automatic, but we're out of time, folks. 303, why am I giving the numbers? Referralist.com. The new one coming soon. Save all your problems for me.
Spring is in the air. Time to think about your lawn.
Display full of DEF fluid.
I buy it straight from West.
Yeah. Is Malco still around? Have you guys ever heard of them? Who? Malco. I used to just buy windshield fluid.
Oh, I have no idea.
Malco, I've heard of them, absolutely.
What would be the point of deleting the DEF?
If you take the emissions controls off of the diesels, you're getting much higher fuel economy.
I guess take all of them.
You've got to take all of them. You can't just knock out the DEF. It's not going to work.
I think you check in your life with the DEF, man.
There is a guy up in Wyoming, I guess. He's charging about $3,000 per vehicle, which eliminates all of that. People are in 3/4 ton pickups are claiming they're getting around 23, 24 miles a gallon.
Wow.
So,
It's a good system they created.
I really don't want to screw with it. I mean, what are you actually pulling with that truck that you need to boost it like that? Are you kidding me? Because, yeah, you're going to get substantially more power when you pull it off. Right. Pull the cats down and everything else. But how this guy is getting away with tampering with federal emissions?
They try to call them inspections.
Yeah, they're going to get knocked on that door, right?
Per offense, $500,000 per offense. Yeah.